Chapter 3161 The superdimensional storm is over. The extradimensional art created by Etienne is based on the power of extradimensionality. Only by understanding the true power of extradimensionality can it be used. This extra-dimensional technique can control extra-dimensional Taoist soldiers, but it also requires paying a certain price. The price Etienne paid was to consume 1/3 of the eternal Taoist essence in his body and suffer serious injuries, so that he could activate this super-dimensional Taoist fragment to deliver a killing blow. This extra-dimensional technique was named by Etienne as the extra-dimensional weapon control technique. Try the super-dimensional weapon control technique and the power of this super-dimensional weapon fragment. Death Void. Etienne came here. No matter how the super-dimensional storm hit him, there was nothing he could do. He had a total of 2 cloned bodies, one of which was holding a fragment of a super-dimensional soldier. Let's start. He used the super-dimensional weapon control technique, and with the blessing of the super-dimensional power, he controlled this fragment of the super-dimensional Taoist weapon, and the origin of the eternal Tao seed in his body was being rapidly absorbed and consumed by it. Kill. The fragments of the super-dimensional soldier crossed everything at a speed beyond his conception and headed towards another replica body. The other copy body also used all its strength to activate the super-dimensional power, and even used some super-dimensional secret treasures for defense. The super-dimensional techniques of layer-by-layer defense also exploded with full force. However, poof, many defenses were penetrated by the fragments of the super-dimensional Taoist soldiers. All the defenses were like paper. Even many super-dimensional secret treasures were penetrated instantly. And his duplicate body was also penetrated, and his body collapsed instantly and died. Kill instantly with 1 hit. What a terrible attack. Just 1 blow instantly killed my cloned body. Even if I activate more super-dimensional secret treasures, I'm afraid I can't stop it. Etienne secretly said. He felt that the power of this blow was enough to seriously damage the half-step super-dimension realm, and even kill the weaker half-step super-dimension realm. It has to be said that the super-dimensional Taoist soldiers are indeed weapons that can only be used in the super-dimensional realm, and are far from comparable to the super-dimensional secret treasures. Fortunately, this was a fragment. If it were a real super-dimensional Taoist soldier, he probably wouldn't be able to activate it no matter what. Of course, in order to activate this extra-dimensional Taoist weapon, his replica body was severely damaged and the price paid was high. But if it's a real life and death fight, no matter how high the price is, he has to bear it, not to mention that he can change his clone body again. This fragment of the super-dimensional Taoist weapon is my trump card. It must be kept well. Maybe it will be useful sometime. Etienne said secretly. Etienne was in a good mood after obtaining this broken piece of super-dimensional Taoist weapon. He has to thank Taichung Mountain, otherwise where would he get such a treasure? As for guarding Taichung Mountain and maintaining the super-dimensional formation, it is almost nothing to him. It can be said that this time it is a pure profit. Of course, for Taichung Mountain, even if the precious treasure is exchanged for Taichung Mountain's immortality, this is a good deal. Time flies. Gradually, another long period of time passed. Unknowingly, the superdimensional storm has lasted for a superdimensional era. For Etienne, a superdimensional park is also a very long time. Now, his strength has grown again. For example, his eternal Tao seed has once again reached its current limit, and he is qualified to condense the 13th eternal world spirit. Moreover, tempered by the super-dimensional power, his physical body has become extremely terrifying. The super-dimensional storm is not over yet, but it has reached the limit of weakness. It seems that it won't be long before the super-dimensional storm will completely disappear. Etienne thought to himself. During this period, he did not continue to explore Wigan. After all, he has understood the true power of extra dimensions, and there is no need to take risks for the sake of extra-dimensional elves. If he really offends a certain extra-dimensional elves in the extra-dimensional realm, he might directly join the human race. In that case, it would be a disaster for the human race. So, he doesn't need to continue taking risks. Next, he only needs to wait for the end of the super-dimensional storm, and then continue to wait for the arrival of the Ice Ghost Organization, destroy the Ice Ghost Organization, and use the formation of the Ice Ghost Organization to leave territory number 7362, so as to contact a wider area, territory. Since the super-dimensional storm weakened, the Supreme Forces have breathed a sigh of relief. Especially in Taichung Mountain, the peak world gods of Taichung Mountain really no longer panic. After all, even if Etienne leaves now, they can still survive the final period of the extra-dimensional storm with the help of this broken extra-dimensional formation. Certainly, since Yi Tian accepted the benefit, he would naturally protect Taichung Mountain until the day when the super-dimensional storm ends. Gradually, more and more years passed. This day, the extra-dimensional storm finally dissipated completely. Eternal borders. Except for a few territories shrouded by super-dimensional formations, other places have turned into nothingness. Peak world gods and high-level world gods appeared one after another. Looking at the miserable state of the eternal kingdom, they were suddenly filled with emotion. However, the self-recovery ability of Eternal Frontier is pretty good. As long as the origin is not too seriously damaged, Eternal Frontier will gradually recover. Really, after a period of time, the land of the Eternal Kingdom condensed, and treasures were born everywhere. However, compared with before, the treasures today are very ordinary treasures and are of no use to the world gods. Death Void. Yi Tian came here and saw that the current Death Void was full of nothingness. Many things had been destroyed by the super-dimensional storm, and there was no danger in the current Death Void. Certainly, the peak world gods do not dare to explore the Death Void casually. After all, the resources that still exist are absolutely full of great dangers. After all, even the super-dimensional storm has not destroyed those resources. How can it be simple? If some peak world gods really can't resist the temptation, their death will be their own business. At this time, Yi Tian's did not explore the Death Void, but continued to practice hard in seclusion and began to attack the 13th Eternal World Spirit. His foundation is extremely solid, and it shouldn't be difficult to break through. Good for Nono. Soon, he used the power of extra dimensions to make a breakthrough. He is not 100% sure about condensing the 13th Eternal World Spirit, but there is still no problem with more than 90%. Within the Eternal Tao species, the 13th Eternal World Spirit gradually began to condense under the influence of extra-dimensional power. The whole process was very easy and no danger occurred. In the end, Yi Tian successfully condensed the 13th Eternal World Spirit. Boom! As the 13th Eternal World Spirit condensed, his cultivation began to break through, his physical body and Eternal Tao seeds began to transform, and his strength also increased. After a long time, the transformation was completed and his strength skyrocketed again. Condensing the 13th Eternal World Spirit, my cultivation has far surpassed those peak world gods among the supreme forces. I may be the first to condense my cultivation into the 13th Eternal World Spirit. Peak God. Yi Tian murmured. Chapter 3162, Do you want to start the delimitation disc in advance? In the years that followed, Yi Tian continued to refine the Eternal Tao seeds. Moreover, he also helped his wife and children improve their cultivation. He still had a lot of extra-dimensional resources accumulated in the past, which was enough to improve the cultivation of his relatives. However, he will not go all out to cultivate the human race. After all, the resources in the Death Void are extremely scarce now, and he must keep a lot of resources. After all, it will be difficult for territory number 7362 to fully recover in the next 100 extra-dimensional eras. Therefore, you have to save some resources. Although Yi Xingchen, Yi Xingyu, and Xiao Yu have not realized the true power of extra-dimensionality and their cultivation speed is not fast, they are not far away from condensing the 12th Eternal Soul with the help of the extra-dimensional resources given by Yi Tian. After another extra-dimensional era passed, the three of them broke through one after another and condensed the 12th Eternal World Spirit. Certainly, if one does not comprehend the true extra-dimensional power, no matter how many resources there are, it will be difficult to condense the 13th Eternal World Spirit. Yi Tian didn't expect them to condense the 13th Eternal World Spirit in a short time. But it is even more difficult to comprehend the power of extra dimensions. Yi Tian can't help them understand the power of the extra dimension now. He can only hope that after leaving the territory of number 7362, he can find some treasures to help them understand the power of the extra dimension and help them understand the power of the extra dimension. Or you can capture one or more extra-dimensional elves yourself and let them slowly comprehend it. I don't know when the Ice Ghost organization will arrive. One extra-dimensional era has passed since the super-dimensional storm. Although the super-dimensional void is still unstable, forcing a shuttle in at this time will cost a lot, but there is no guarantee that the Ice Ghost organization will not come in. Quote, Yi Tian is not afraid of the Ice Ghost organization now, and is looking forward to the early arrival of the Water Ghost organization. In this case, he can leave territory number 7362 as soon as possible and enter other territories. Territory No. 7322. The ultra-dimensional realm, Ice Wind Sea. Territory number 7322 is different from territory No. 7362. Territory number 7362 is only the Eternal Kingdom, an extra-dimensional boundary. The realm of the gods and the demonic abyss are only they are just accessories. The combination of these three can be regarded as an extra-dimensional world, AFDD, and it can only be regarded as the most common extra-dimensional world. The Ice Wind Sea is much more powerful than the Eternal Realm. It is considered a very good super-dimensional world. Many peak world gods have been born here. Although there are no half-step super-dimensional realms born, their strength is comparable to that of the peak world gods used by Shadow Puppet. There is something wrong. And somewhere in the Ice Wind Sea, this is a branch of the Ice Ghost Organization, and it is an extremely powerful branch. The fourth leader of the Ice Ghost Organization, the Wind-Splitting World God, is stationed here, and there are more than 300 peak world gods under his command, of which there are more than 100 peak world gods who are as powerful as the Liangyi World God. The Wind-Splitting World God is very powerful, having condensed 13 eternal world spirits, and also integrated 2 medium extra-dimensional objects, and has 3 high-level extra-dimensional secret treasures and 1 super-dimensional secret treasure. Any super-dimensional secret treasure is extremely rare. And, the Wind-Splitting World God has also undergone special transformation, and his physical body is second only to the half-step of the super-dimensional realm. Although this transformation has made him lose the hope of advancing to the super-dimensional realm, it has also gained him extremely powerful combat power. This day, the god of Wind-Splitting Realm had a slight gaze, staring at something, and said, "Zia, come out as soon as you come." A figure emerged, and it was Zia Realm God. However, what appears here is not the true god of Zia Realm God, but 1/3 of it. Different from Etienne's cloned body, Zia Realm God's clone was refined by him at great cost, and its combat effectiveness is no less than that of the Split Realm God. "Zia, what are you doing here?" The god of wind splitting was curious. He knew very well the importance of Zia Realm God in the Ice Ghost Organization. Under normal circumstances, he would not leave his guarded place casually, but now he sent 10 clones here. Zia said lightly, "Split, you should still remember territory number 7362, where a team was completely wiped out, and the Fallen Blood Realm God also transmitted part of the information. A peak the Realm God actually possesses a large number of extra-dimensional secret treasures, and those extra-dimensional secret treasures alone are worth a lot of money, and if a peak Realm God dares to kill me, a member of our Ice Ghost Organization, we must kill him. I know about this matter. Didn't we discuss it? We should wait until the extra-dimensional void in territory number 7362 is stabilized before we go there. If we go now, the price we will pay will be even greater. We will have to pay an unimaginable price." Wind-Splitting World God frowned. "Revenge is right, but it's not worth it if the loss is too great." Zia Realm God added, "Normally, it would be best for us to go there after 10 extra-dimensional eras, but now there are some special circumstances." "What special situation?" Fengcrack Realm God looked confused. "The big leader bid for a boundary disk at an auction. The boundary disk is useless to ordinary peak world gods, but in conjunction with the boundary-breaking star formation of our Ice Ghost Organization, the price can be reduced by 10 or even 100 times. Quote, "What? The big leader has obtained the boundary plate, how come I don't know this information?" Feng Split World God was extremely shocked. Because this matter must be kept secret, the big leader only obtained it not long ago, and in order to successfully take away the boundary plate, he also paid a heavy price before escaping. Therefore, the fewer world gods know about it, the less. Now, I've told you, you are not allowed to leak it anymore. Otherwise, it will be very troublesome once a half-step super-dimensional realm arrives. Zia Realm God warned. Clear, Wind-Splitting World God nodded. He also knew that this matter was very important and could not be leaked. In terms of strength, the Ice Ghost Organization is far inferior to a half-step super-dimensional realm. That is to say, the Ice Ghost Organization's enemies cannot find them, so they can survive for so long. Several leaders of the Ice Ghost Organization all want to break through to the semi-superdimensional realm, but it is too difficult to break through. What's more, several of their leaders have transformed their bodies, making it even more difficult to comprehend the power of extra dimensions. Not only do they have no hope of breaking through to the realm of extra dimensions, even those who understand the power of extra dimensions can advance half a step to the realm of extra dimensions. The difficulty is also extremely huge. This is also the reason why they have not yet given birth to a half-step super-dimensional realm. Then when will we take action against territory No. 7362? Fengkrak Realm God asked. In the past 10th of the extra-dimensional era, we will take action immediately. This time, I will send a clone to take action with you. We must kill the opponent. If we let the opponent survive, maybe it will have a negative impact on us. Threat, Zia Realm God said. Good, the god of wind-splitting world responded. Chapter 3163 Dive into the Ice Wind Sea. Fengli Realm God felt that it would not be a problem for him and Zia Realm God's clone to kill a peak realm god in a weak territory. Certainly, they also obtained information from the Blood Realm God that Yi had multiple clones, but this was nothing. They were sure to find all of Yi-Tian's clones in his true body, kill them all, and kill them completely. In fact, the Blood Realm God also said that Yi-Tian's strength was not much stronger than him. He only relied on a large number of super-dimensional secret treasures and the siege of multiple clones to kill the Blood Realm God. The strength of the Blood Realm God is far inferior to them. They can easily kill the Blood Realm God, and naturally they can easily kill Yi-Tian. Even though Yi-Tian's strength has improved a bit in these few extra-dimensional epochs, there is no way to improve his strength in just a few extra-dimensional epochs. For them, several extra-dimensional epochs are just a nap time. They don't believe that Yi-Tian's strength can surpass them in just a few extra-dimensional eras. There are almost no big opportunities in territory No. 7362. No matter how evil the peak world god is, it is impossible to quickly improve his strength. Therefore, their revenge technology is almost impossible to fail. Now, they can only hope that Yi-Tian has enough extra-dimensional resources to slightly make up for their losses. Asterisk 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 asterisk. In the following days, the Ice Ghost organization began to prepare for entering territory number 7362. It will take time to locate the territory number 7362 with the territory breaking star array, integrate the boundary disk into the territory breaking star array, and invest a lot of resources. 1/10 of a hyperdimensional epoch is enough. Gradually, the years passed, and 1/10 of the extra-dimensional era passed. This day, the Ice Ghost organization is officially preparing to enter territory number 7362, and everything is ready. Delimitation disk, start. The realm-breaking star formation is activated. All the peak world gods are ready to start the dimensional leap. Boom, the realm-breaking star array was activated, forcibly crossing the ultra-dimensional void, tearing apart the ultra-dimensional barrier on the border of territory number 7362, and descending on territory No. 7362. Territory No. 7362. In an area, the super-dimensional void was distorted, and figures descended one after another. They were the clones of Zia World God and Fengkrak World God and the others. What a barren territory, the superdimensional storm destroyed everything here. Zia Realm God looked at the surroundings of nothingness and said lightly. Still be careful and don't run around. Otherwise, we may not be able to escape if we encounter an extra-dimensional creature that is half a step into the extra-dimensional realm. Wind-splitting World God said. Let the Golden Eagle puppet explore the way. Zia World God released a puppet, which is a puppet specially used to explore the void of death. Its strength is only equivalent to the combat power of an ordinary peak world god, but its life-saving ability is terrifying, and its speed is very good, suitable for exploring paths. Moreover, this kind of puppet is not very troublesome to make, and even if it is lost, it will not be too distressing. The Ice Ghost organization has arrived. Yi-Tian was a little surprised. He thought that the Ice Ghost organization would come after 10 extra-dimensional eras, but now it has come. Now that he has arrived, the price paid by the Ice Ghost organization is too great. Is it possible that the Ice Ghost organization hates him so much? However, the sooner the Ice Ghost organization arrives, the better. This is exactly what he expects. The Ice Ghost organization did not hide its whereabouts, and the fluctuations of its arrival were too great. Yi-Tian relied on the strange blood pupils to spy on the traces of the peak world gods of the Ice Ghost organization. Subsequently, he locked the position of the realm-breaking star formation. He did not immediately stop the top world gods of the Ice Ghost organization. If his strength was exposed and the Ice Ghost organization was afraid, then the Ice Ghost organization would most likely shut down the realm-breaking star formation directly. First leave territory number 7362 through the realm-breaking star formation, and then kill these peak realm gods. Yi-Tian had this plan in his mind. A copy of Yi-Tian's body in the death void quickly shuttled to the breaking realm star formation. He hid himself with superdimensional power, and the Ice Ghost organization would never be able to discover him. Moreover, his speed is very fast. Now there is no superdimensional storm in the Death Void, so he rushes very fast. Not long after, he arrived at the location of the realm-breaking star formation. At this time, there is still a peak world god guarding here. After all, the Ice Ghost organization is also worried that the peak world god of territory number 7362 will destroy the formation portal of the realm-breaking star formation. If it is destroyed, it will need to activate the realm-breaking star formation again. What a sacrifice, the price is twice as high. 0. Please give me flowers. Therefore, it must be guarded. The strength of each of the 10 peak world gods is comparable to the 2 gods. Yi Tian made a preliminary estimate. It is very easy for him to kill such a peak world god. Yi Tian appeared in front of these peak world gods. These 10 peak world gods were stunned, but before they could react, they were attacked by Yi Tian. True inscription light realm. This extra-dimensional art becomes very terrifying with the blessing of real extra-dimensional power. Boom! The true inscription light domain enveloped these 10 peak world gods, making their bodies freeze and unable to move at all. At this moment, they were extremely terrified. But the next moment, 10 true inscriptions of Aurora penetrated their bodies and killed them instantly. After killing these 10 peak world gods, Yi Tian waved his hand and took away their belongings, then broke into the formation portal, passed through the portal, and came to another territory. Territory No. 7322, Ice Wind Sea. Ice Ghost Organization Branch. Yi Tian came here. Who are you? A group of peak world gods sensed the unfamiliar aura on Yi Tian's body, and all of them stood ready. Boom! The super-dimensional power exploded, and these peak world gods were crushed directly by Yi Tian like ants. In the blink of an eye, all the peak world gods here were killed. Immediately afterwards, Yi Tian made a strong move and killed all the world gods in this branch. He didn't know if the information here had been leaked. Even if it had been leaked, the Ice Ghost organization couldn't do anything to him. In fact, the true form of Xia Realm God knew something was wrong immediately. However, the leader of the Xia Realm God and the Ice Ghost organization immediately recalled the boundary plate. The boundary-breaking star formations of the Ice Ghost organization are all connected, and the boundary discs can be forcibly removed through the formations. Boom! The demarcation plate was forcibly taken away, and the boundary-breaking star array in this branch immediately shattered, and even the passage to the territory number 7362 disappeared. The Ice Ghost organization reacted so quickly. I just rushed in and they destroyed the formation. Yi Tian sighed with emotion. Chapter 3164 The Decisive Ice Ghost Organization. At this moment, Yi Tian finally knew that he had underestimated the Ice Ghost Organization. Originally, he was planning to destroy the Ice Ghost Organization, but now it seems that he can't do it. What he destroyed was only a branch of the Ice Ghost Organization. It might cause heavy losses to the Ice Ghost Organization, but he would never be able to destroy its roots. It would be great to be able to kill some of their peak world gods and destroy a branch. With my growth rate, I will definitely be able to break through to the half-step extra-dimensional realm in a short time. The Ice Ghost organization will never dare to retaliate. Yi Tian secretly said. Territory No. 7362. The clone of Xia Realm God suddenly stopped and his face became extremely angry. The god of wind splitting seemed to have anticipated something bad, and asked quickly, Xia, what happened? Xia Realm God said angrily, 403, the Bingfenghai branch you were in was taken away. All the realm gods were killed to prevent the delimiting disc from being taken away. The big leader and I summoned the delimiting disc, severed all connections between Bingfenghai and the headquarters. Bingfenghai is too close to the headquarters. If we don't do this and the headquarters is discovered, our Ice Ghost organization may be destroyed. Moreover, we must move the headquarters immediately. What? Then we shouldn't go. Wind-splitting world god said. Go back. Xia Realm God sighed. Now it's not a question of whether you can go back, but whether you can survive. The one who took action should be Yi Tian Realm God of Territory No. 7362. He instantly killed the 10 peak world gods stationed there, and destroyed the remaining peak world gods of the Bingfenghai branch in a short time. Even some formations did not stop him, and he was penetrated instantly. There is only one possibility, and that is that the opponent has realized it. Real extra-dimensional power, otherwise you wouldn't be able to have such strength. What? Comprehending the true power of extra-dimensional power? How is this possible? Not even a peak world god in our Ice Ghost organization can do it. The wind split world god was panicked, and the other peak world gods were even more panicked. If Yi Tiantian comprehends the power of extra dimensions, these peak world gods are far from opponents. Now we have two options. The first option is to flee in all directions. The Yi Tian realm god may not be able to find us. The second option is to bet that the other party has not comprehended the power of the super dimension. Instead, they used some special method that cannot be copied to kill the peak world gods of our water ghost organization. Zia thought about the divine way. He is actually not panicking. Even if the clone falls, it is only the clone. As long as the main body does not fall, the loss is not too serious. However, once the clone of the peak world god level falls, if you want to refine it again, you have to pay an unimaginable price. He also didn't want this clone to fall and die. Just when the wind-splitting world god and the others were thinking about which one to choose, a voice came. You don't have to choose, I will choose for you. Boom. Yi Tian came here and faced the Zia realm god and the wind-splitting realm god, the pinnacle world gods of the ice ghost organization. It's you, Yi Tianji god. The faces of Zia realm god and Fengli realm god changed drastically. At this time, there is no point in escaping. Kill. They took action one after another and used various super-dimensional secret treasures. The god of wind-splitting even used his own super-dimensional secret treasure. Yi Tian didn't even have such a super-dimensional secret treasure. Wind-splitting sword, cut. The god of the wind-splitting world came over with the wind-splitting sword. The power of this sword was enough to kill a strong man like the god of Liang Yi, and it could kill him instantly. However, Yi Tian flicked his finger, and the extra-dimensional power burst out. Boom. The wind-splitting knife, a super-dimensional secret treasure, was directly bounced away. The next moment, the true inscription light realm suppressed the wind-splitting world god, making his speed become extremely slow, like a turtle crawling. Immediately afterwards, a true inscription aurora penetrated through the body of Fengli realm god. If it were a normal peak world god, he would have fallen by now. But the Fengcrack realm god relied on a special super-dimensional secret treasure to stop the fatal injury. Yes, you can withstand my blow without dying. Yi Tian was also surprised by the strength of the wind-splitting world god. If he had not comprehended the power of the super dimension, he would never be able to defeat the wind-splitting world god. No, it's far from being defeated, and it's even impossible to escape. He is very curious. They are both condensed 13 eternal world spirits, and they should be similar in all aspects. Although he does not have super extra-dimensional secret treasures, he also has a large number of super-dimensional secret treasures, which can make up for some gaps. 0. It stands to reason that the fighting power of the wind-splitting world god should not be so powerful. But the strength displayed by the wind-splitting world god was abnormal, and his physical body was too terrifying, as if he were half-step into the superdimensional realm. Kill. Yi Tian's second blow came, but it still only severely damaged the wind-splitting world god, but did not kill the wind-splitting world god. The attacks from other peak world gods of the Ice Ghost organization fell on Yi Tian, but were blocked by his extra-dimensional power and did not hurt him. Escape. Other peak world gods tried to escape. And Yi Tian took action with all his strength, killing them with a series of true inscription aurora. Zia realm god was very powerful, but he was intercepted by Yi Tian's super-dimensional move. He planned to kill the wind-splitting world god first, and then use all his strength to deal with the Zia world god and kill him. After a while, the body of the wind-splitting world god had been completely crushed by Yi Tian, killing him. After that, Zia realm god was taken care of by Yi Tian. Zia realm god's attack power is no less than that of Fengcrack realm god, but his physical strength is not enough. In just 3 moves, Zia realm god was killed. Soon afterwards, all other peak world gods also fell in his hands. At this point, all the peak world gods invaded by this group of Ice Ghost organizations were wiped out. Ice Ghost Organization Headquarters. The true form of Zia realm god is converging with the big leader and the second leader. 0.0 inches Feng Li has fallen. Yi Tian realm god in territory number 7362 has definitely comprehended the power of the extra-dimensional world, condensed the 13th eternal world spirit, and also possesses many ultra-dimensional secret treasures. This time he even obtained the super-dimensional secret treasure of the wind-split world god, the wind-split knife, which would definitely make his strength skyrocket. A peak world god who understands the power of extra dimensions can step into a half-step into the extra dimension at any time as long as the opponent is willing. The opponent's strength has already surpassed ours, and we are not his opponent. To prevent the headquarters from being discovered, it is better to change the headquarters and activate the number 1 backup headquarters. Next, we are not allowed to deal with ETN Realm God in territory number 7362, and we are not even allowed to go to Bingfanghai. Yes, the Ice Ghost organization is very decisive, which is why they have survived for countless years. Chapter 3164 The Transformation of the Peak World God. This super dimensional secret treasure is very good. Yi Tian held the wind-splitting knife in his hand and smiled. With this super dimensional secret treasure, his strength becomes even more powerful. I have to say that this wind-splitting world god is really rich. In addition to this super dimensional secret treasure, he also has many good things. But now, these things all belong to him. The Ice Ghost organization will definitely be furious if they know that so many peak world gods have fallen into my hands and they have lost so many resources. Yi Tian thought to himself. In addition to here, the Ice Ghost organization branch in Bingfeng Sea also contains many resources. And now it belongs to him too. Ice Wind Sea, Ice Ghost organization branch. Yi Tian occupied this place alone, and the battle here also spread, attracting the attention of other forces. The will of a peak world god spreads over, trying to understand the situation here. Roll. Yi Tian activated his extra-dimensional power and let out a loud roar. It's the real super-dimensional power. Oh 5, don't mess with me. Go quickly, these peak world gods have withdrawn their wills and retreated far away from here. In their opinion, even if the peak world god who has comprehended the power of extra-dimensional power has not broken through to the half-step extra-dimensional realm, they are still not something they can deal with. The only thing that can deal with extra-dimensional power is ultra-dimensional power. Even if they integrate extra-dimensional things and can borrow the extra-dimensional power inside the extra-dimensional things, it is far less than the real extra-dimensional power. Therefore, no matter how curious they are about the Ice Ghost organization branch, they will not come to investigate. After there were no peak world gods to disturb him, Yi Tian began to harvest the resources here. Soon, he set his sights on the treasure house of this branch. Click. Under the invasion of extra-dimensional power, these formations were shattered by him like paper. After a while, Yi Tian came to the treasure house. There are really a lot of super-dimensional resources. Yi Tian was very satisfied. In addition to some super-dimensional resources, there are also many super-dimensional Dao inheritances, various super-dimensional secret treasures, etc., but there are no super-dimensional secret treasures. After all, the super-ultra-dimensional secret treasure is so precious, and the strength of the peak world god has increased too much. If there is a super-extra-dimensional secret treasure here, it is impossible for the wind-splitting world god not to take it away. After all, with one extra super-dimensional secret treasure, the increase in strength is completely different. Although there is no super-dimensional secret treasure, there are 6 high-level super-dimensional secret treasures. In addition to these resources, Yi Tian is also extremely interested in the many materials and classics here. The above introduces various aspects, which just makes up for Yi Kai's lack of knowledge. After that, Yi Tian stayed here to browse the knowledge in the classics, and was not in a hurry to explore this territory number 7322. Not long after, Yi Tian browsed through all the classics and inheritance here, and his knowledge reserve skyrocketed. Moreover, he also learned a lot of information. The Ice Ghost organization is good at collecting intelligence. After all, they often have to rob, so they must know the correct information, and this treasure house records a lot of information. For example, this territory number 7322 has information about this territory. This territory is about 3 times wider and more powerful than territory No. 7362. Although there is no half-step superdimensional realm here, there are several half-step superdimensional realms. As for those strong people who have gone out, it is not clear whether they have been born in a superdimensional realm, but there should be some. After all, the existence of a half-step superdimensional realm can break through to the superdimensional realm as long as there is no problem with the basic potential. The realm of dimension. According to the information of the Ice Ghost organization, in addition to the extra-dimensional realm of Ice Wind Sea, this territory has 3 other extra-dimensional realms, and each of these extra-dimensional realms is very powerful, comparable to the supreme power of the eternal realm. There are thousands of them, and there are many beings who are close to the half-step superdimensional realm, and there is even a peak world god who has condensed 14 eternal world spirits, and his combat power is no less than that of the half-step superdimensional realm. Yi Tian didn't understand before, but now he understands how the peak world god's combat power can match that of a half-step superdimensional realm. B. It is too difficult to comprehend the power of extra dimensions. Even the endless peak world gods cannot comprehend the power of extra dimensions. Their cultivation has always remained at the level of peak world gods. Even if more eternal world spirits are condensed, the increase in combat effectiveness will not be too big. Therefore, many peak world gods tried to find ways to improve their combat effectiveness, and finally found a way, which was to transform the physical body. For example, special methods are used to integrate the blood of some extremely powerful and even half-step extra-dimensional creatures into one's own body, transforming oneself into something close to an extra-dimensional creature. In this way, the physical body will be extremely powerful, and combined with the eternal world spirit and eternal Tao seed, the combat effectiveness will be extremely terrifying. No wonder the body of the wind-splitting world god is so terrifying. It must have been modified. Yi Tian secretly said. But the sequelae of this kind of transformation are very serious, that is, it destroys the foundation, making it impossible to become a super-dimensional realm in the future, because the body after transformation is hardly your original body, and it is different from the path of your own cultivation. The future path is already distorted. Therefore, even if you realize the true power of extra-dimensionality later, you can only barely break through to a half-step extra-dimensional state, but there is no way to break through to the ultra-dimensional state. Of course, there are also advantages to doing this, that is, the combat power in the peak world god realm is very powerful 910, far exceeding the average peak world god, and the effect of resisting super-dimensional assimilation is very good, and it will not be completely super-dimensional assimilated. Some peak world gods who are in the process of super-dimensional assimilation and use various resources to barely suppress the super-dimensional assimilation again and again will definitely try to transform the physical body if there is a channel to transform the physical body. Unfortunately, how to transform the physical body is also a secret of the major forces. Ordinary peak world gods cannot obtain such inheritance. It's a pity that there is no way to transform this branch. Otherwise, we can really let the peak human world god give it a try. Yi Tianxin thought, although the ice wind sea is more powerful than the eternal realm, it is still not of a high standard. There is not even half a step into the superdimensional realm here, so naturally there are no powerful inheritances or good things. His goal is still a more powerful territory, and Bingfenghai really has channels to connect to other territories. This channel is the force behind the Jialan treasure ship, the Jialan Chamber of Commerce. There is a branch of the Jialan Chamber of Commerce here. There is no Jialan Chamber of Commerce branch on the Eternal Border. It should be that the Eternal Border is too weak for the Jialan Chamber of Commerce to build a branch, but the territory where Bingfenghai is located is barely worthy of opening a Chamber of Commerce. Yi Tian thought to himself. However, it is still difficult to use this channel to leave this territory. Chapter 3166 Go to Jialan Chamber of Commerce Branch. If one could easily leave territory number 7322 through the Jialan Chamber of Commerce, then the peak world gods of territory number 7322 would have left one by one. Besides, the Jialan treasure ship under the Jialan Chamber of Commerce still has to do business. If it becomes easier to connect territories, what business will the Jialan treasure ship do? The reason why Jialan treasure ship makes money is simply to make bad money, and if it becomes easier to connect various territories, it will not be easy for them to make bad money. Of course, it is extremely difficult to break through the extra-dimensional barrier at the border, and the price to pay is very high, so even the Jialan Chamber of Commerce will not just send a peak world god to other territories. The information of the Ice Ghost organization only shows that Jialan Chamber of Commerce has a channel to leave this territory and go to other territories, but what exactly this channel is and what price it requires, everything is unknown. You still have to go to Jialan Chamber of Commerce. Yi Tian secretly said. So, his duplicate body immediately went to the branch of Jialan Chamber of Commerce. The branch of the Jialan Chamber of Commerce is not in the Ice Wind Sea. There are 3 extra-dimensional realms in territory No. 7322. The Ice Wind Sea is only one of the extra-dimensional realms, and the branch of the Jialan Chamber of Commerce is in the last one. The powerful extra-dimensional realm, the Sea Rock realm. The strength of the Heian realm is stronger than that of the Ice Wind Sea. In fact, the Ice Wind Sea is the weakest extra-dimensional realm in territory No. 7322. It is precisely because it is the weakest that the Ice Ghost organization is here. Build a branch in a remote area so it won't attract too much attention. The distance between the 3 extra-dimensional realms is a bit far, and if you want to go there, you still have to cross the void of death. This journey is a bit dangerous, and ordinary peak world gods may die. This level of world gods dare not enter the death void, minister. However, the Jalan Chamber of Commerce has a treasure ship that connects the 3 extra-dimensional realms. You can take the treasure ship to travel between the 3 extra-dimensional realms. This is also a business of the Jalan Chamber of Commerce. Although Yitian has realized the true power of extra dimensions, there are also extra-dimensional creatures in the death void that are comparable to the half-step extra-dimensional realm, and maybe there are even extra-dimensional creatures in the extra-dimensional realm. He didn't dare to be arrogant with this strength, so he was planning to take the Jalan Chamber of Commerce's treasure ship to the Heian realm. As long as this treasure ship will move along a safe route, and he doesn't know much about the safe route in this territory, although he can buy a safe route, he can also ask other peak world gods. But he didn't want to waste time, so he took the Jalan Chamber of Commerce treasure ship directly and also went directly to the branch of Tianlin Chamber of Commerce. Besides, the cost was not high, so he didn't care at all. Garan Chamber of Commerce, Dragon Treasure Ship. Yitian took this treasure ship and headed to Heian Realm. At this time, there are many world gods on this treasure ship, and there are even ordinary world gods, but most of them are high-level world gods, and there are very few peak world gods. Because the peak world god knows the safe route, he can go to the Sea Rock world by himself without taking the dragon treasure ship. It's just that it's slightly safer to take the dragon treasure ship. After all, the defense of this treasure ship is extremely high. Those who can destroy this treasure ship are almost half-step into the super-dimensional realm, and there is also a peak world god with the most powerful strength sitting here. The key is that the Jalan Chamber of Commerce's support is very fast, and there is even a way to deal with Fat Boo's extra-dimensional realm. If he crosses the void of death and encounters some crisis, he will definitely be dead. Therefore, some peak world gods are still willing to pay a little more to ride on the dragon treasure ship. The journey was very peaceful, without any danger, and we arrived safely at the extra-dimensional world of Hyenji. The destination of this treasure ship is the ancient city of Jalan, where the branch of the Jalan Chamber of Commerce is located. This is also the ancient city controlled by the Jalan Chamber of Commerce and the City of Trading. After Yitian arrived at Jalan Ancient City, he went straight to the Jalan Chamber of Commerce branch. The Jalan Chamber of Commerce branch is very powerful. There may not be half-step super-dimensional realms here, but there are definitely peak world gods comparable to the wind-splitting world god, and there is also a very powerful super-dimensional formation here. With the help of this great formation, even those who have reached the super-dimensional realm would not dare to act arrogantly. Yitian was very polite when he came here and wanted to meet the person in charge of the Jalan Chamber of Commerce branch. Of course, if he does not have certain strength and status, the head of the Jalan Chamber of Commerce branch will never meet him. He has no status, so he can only show his strength. Boom! Wisps of real extra-dimensional power surrounded the surroundings. Seeing this scene, the peak world god of Jalan Chamber of Commerce was extremely shocked. My lord, please wait a moment. I will inform the water god of the sea right away. Quote. Soon, the person in charge of the Jalan Chamber of Commerce named Shuzjia Shen came. Yitian took a closer look and saw that the opponent's cultivation level was very high, and he had condensed 13 eternal world spirits, and his body was extremely powerful. It had definitely been transformed, and his body strength was probably much stronger than the Fenglai world god. I've seen the water god. Yitian said politely. What's your name? Mizu's realm god is not arrogant just because he is the realm god of Jalan Chamber of Commerce. A peak realm god who understands the true power of extra-dimensionality can step into the half-step into the extra-dimensional space at any time as long as he is willing. This situation is not something he can provoke. Yitian said lightly. Backquote, Yitian realm god, Kui. Shuzaji Shen invited Yitian to an attic of the Jalan Chamber of Commerce branch, and they sat down here. Yitianji god, I wonder what you want to trade. Mizusawa Kaishin asked. Shu's realm god, I want to leave territory number 7322. I heard that Jalan Chamber of Commerce has a direct way to leave. Is there a way to enter those powerful territories? Yitian said. I see. The Shueja realm god was not surprised at all by Yitian's request. After all, Yitian had understood the true power of extra-dimensionality, and it was normal to want to leave here. There was no chance of further progress if he stayed here. Shueja realm god said truthfully. Yishan realm god, our Jalan Chamber of Commerce does have a chance to leave here. There are currently 2 channels. One is that you can directly join our Jalan Chamber of Commerce and you can leave here for free. With your understanding of the true super-dimensional power, with potential, you can go anywhere. If you just want to use the Jalan Chamber of Commerce's formation to leave territory number 7322, you will need to pay a high price. Wang Li's. What price? Yi Tian asked. It seems that you don't want to join the Jalan Chamber of Commerce. Mizu's realm god felt a little regretful, and immediately introduced, if you want to leave this territory number 7322, but want to choose a territory, you need to pay according to different territories. Different prices. If you want to go to the next territory, you only need 1 million Galan treasure coins, but you cannot leave immediately. You need to wait until you collect enough amount before you can leave. Territory number 7322 is currently waiting to leave. There are many peak world gods. They are currently unable to leave and are all waiting. After all, opening a super-dimensional formation requires a high price. Without enough benefits, the Jalan Chamber of Commerce will naturally not open it. But you understand the power of super-dimensional formations. Peak Realm God, we are willing to send you away immediately. But higher conditions are required. Quote, what are the conditions, please tell me. Yi Tian doesn't want to wait. Who knows how many extra-dimensional eras he will have to wait for. Therefore, it would be best to leave immediately. Chapter 3167 Territory No. 6000. Here is a piece of information about the surrounding territories. Please introduce Yi Tian to choose the territory to go to. The Shuijia realm god gave Yi Tian a piece of information. If you were another peak world god, you would have to buy this information if you wanted to get it, but Yi Tian understood the true power of extra-dimensionality. If he asked for Galan treasure coins for this information, it would undoubtedly be too stingy and would make Yi Tian dissatisfied. So, he gave it away for free. Yi Tian took the information and read it carefully. This information not only records each territory, but also provides some detailed introductions, such as the general strength of Lianlian. Many realms are actually weak, but a handful of realms are very powerful. For example, it records a very powerful territory, Territory No. 6000. This territory is very powerful, far surpassing Territory No. 7322. This domain not only has a large number of half-step super-dimensional realms, there are even many extra-dimensional realms, and the territories are extremely vast, 1,000 times the size of ordinary territories. I want to enter Territory No. 6000, Yi Tian said. The Shu's realm god smiled slightly, and he knew that Yi Tian wanted to enter the 6000th level. Yi Tianji God, Territory number 6000 is also the headquarters of our Jalan Chamber of Commerce. Territory number 7322 is far away from Territory No. 60. I want to send Yi Tianji God to Cross 020, and I want to send it now. In the past, the price paid was very high. The key is that there is no direct treasure ship. Even the Jalan treasure ship has to pass through various territories to do business, and it is impossible to return directly. However, if you want to go to the 6000 territory in a short time, there is also the channel is to go back with the exploration team of the Jalan Chamber of Commerce. But there is a certain danger in following the exploration team back. Mizusawa realm god said matter-of-factly. Discovery team. This was the first time Yi Tian heard this. What is the Jalan Chamber of Commerce expedition team? Yi Tian asked curiously. Mizusawa Kaishin introduced. The Garan treasure ship enters many territories to do business, and it will never interfere in any disputes or treasure hunting business. Even if you encounter any treasures on the way, you will never be allowed to get off the ship, but it can be recorded and there will be adventures in the future. Teams come to collect the treasures. However, there are dangers near some treasures, and it is not unheard of to even cause the entire expedition team to be wiped out. The Jalan Chamber of Commerce has many expedition teams. After the expedition team has completed exploring some territories, it needs to return to the headquarters. I can apply for one of the expedition teams to accompany you when they go back. But on the way back, the expedition team will also explore some passing places, which will be dangerous. In short, the expedition team rarely takes safe routes. I see, Yi Tian thought carefully. If he didn't leave with the expedition team and wanted to enter the territory of number 7000, he would have to wait a long time. As for himself, there is no way to break the boundary extra-dimensional barrier. Shui Zeji Shen, I want to go back with the Jalan Chamber of Commerce's expedition team, what price will I have to pay? Yi Tian asked. 30 million Jalan treasure coins. Mizusawa Kai Shinto. The price was not high. If he couldn't even get 30 million Galan coins, he wouldn't be qualified to let the expedition team stop by and take him away. No problem, Yi Tian agreed. He has not even calculated how much he is worth now. He has too many extra-dimensional resources. If you just take out some, it will be enough for 30 million Gulan coins. Subsequently, he took out some extra-dimensional resources and soon collected 30 million Gulan coins. The Mizusawa world god also applied immediately, but he couldn't say when the expedition team would arrive, but it definitely wouldn't be long. For the peak world god, this waiting time is almost nothing. In the following days, Yi Tian waited for the arrival of the expedition team in Jalan Ancient City. Approximately several trillions of solstice eras have passed, and an expedition team is finally coming. The Shueijia realm god immediately informed Yi Tian and asked him to come over. After Yi Tian arrived, he saw Afea, an extremely huge treasure ship. Compared with it, the dragon treasure ship was simply a small ship. However, this treasure ship is riddled with scars and is covered with traces caused by various attacks. These traces contain real super-dimensional power. Obviously, they are at least half-step opponents in the super-dimensional realm, and may even have encountered them. The existence of an extra-dimensional realm. Yi Tian entered the treasure ship and saw Zun half-step into the super-dimensional realm. Seeing Yi Tiansheng coming, these half-step super-dimensional realms said calmly, "Don't run around, just stay here, let's go." Boom! The treasure ship was activated and left quickly. 13 half-step superdimensional realms, hundreds of peak world gods. This is just an expedition team of the Jalan treasure ship, but it is so powerful. Moreover, these peak world gods are not weak, each one has a very terrifying aura, and their bodies have been transformed, and they are probably no less powerful than the Fengkrak world god. Compared with the Jalan Chamber of Commerce, the Ice Ghost organization is really a small force. But if you think about it carefully, it makes sense. The Jalan Chamber of Commerce can travel across territories at will, but the Ice Ghost organization cannot. Every time you penetrate the stick, you have to pay a huge price. These half-step super-dimensional realms did not pay attention to Yi Tian, but were each practicing or healing. After all, even if a peak world god realizes the true power of extra-dimensional power, he will only be on equal footing with them in the future, no big deal. Moreover, Yi Tian will leave after arriving in territory No. 6000. Maybe there will be no place where they will meet in the future, so he will naturally not take the initiative to make friends. However, a peak world god came to chat with Yi Tian. Only then did Yi Tian know that the other party was also heading to territory number 6000 with the help of the Jalan Chamber of Commerce's expedition team. The name of this peak world god is Olin. She is a female peak world god. She comes from a person who is not weak in strength and has half-stepped to the super-dimensional realm. There are more than one person who has business dealings with Jalan Chamber of Commerce. This only then can we use the treasure ship of the expedition team to go to the 6000 layer territory. But she herself has not comprehended the power of extra dimensions and is not very powerful. Yi Tian communicated with Olin and gradually learned more knowledge. For example, the treasure ship of this expedition team is actually called the Exploration of the Dark Dragon. Each of the exploration of the Dark Dragon is refined by people from the super-dimensional realm. Although it is not a super-dimensional Dao soldier, they all possess part of the super-dimensional Dao soldiers. Power, as long as you don't encounter the most evil half-step extra-dimensional realm or extra-dimensional realm, you can use the Exploration Dark Dragon to resist it and escape. But once it encounters an enemy in the extra-dimensional realm, the Exploration Dark Dragon is just a toy and cannot resist it at all. Chapter 3168 Treasure Refiner. Yi Tianji Shen, why did you go to territory number 6000? Orin asked curiously. Of course I am seeking the mystery of a higher realm. Yi Tianru said truthfully, and then asked again, Olin Realm God, what about you? I'm taking the Treasure Refining Master's assessment. Orin said, Treasure Refiner. Yi Tian is not a novice who doesn't know anything now. He still knows about the Treasure Refining Master. Anyone who can refine the super-dimensional secret treasure is considered a Treasure Refining Master. Every Treasure Refiner masters many methods of refining super-dimensional secret treasures. Yi Tian is not strictly speaking a Treasure Refiner now. He has only refined a few low-level super-dimensional secret treasures, but the quantity he refined was too many. However, no matter how many there are, he is still not considered a Treasure Refiner. Entry-level Treasure Refiners need to refine 10 kinds. The above super-dimensional secret treasure. There are many benefits to becoming a Treasure Refiner. For example, you can obtain the refining method of medium or even high-level super-dimensional secret treasures. If you don't become a Treasure Refiner, it will be difficult to obtain the inheritance in this area. Even the Jalan Chamber of Commerce only sells methods for refining low-level super-dimensional secret treasures, but it does not sell methods for refining mid-level super-dimensional secret treasures. Although Yi Tian knew about the treasure refiners, he didn't know how to classify them. During the conversation with Olin, he finally learned about the classification of treasure refiners. Low, medium, high and super levels correspond to the levels of super-dimensional secret treasures. Low, medium and high-level treasure refining masters are relatively easy to achieve. Super treasure refining master is a big threshold that countless treasure refining masters cannot achieve. Cross this threshold. Certainly. Above the super treasure refining master, there is also the great treasure refining master, because the treasure refining master can refine quasi-superdimensional Taoist weapons. If one could refine a true super-dimensional Taoist weapon, it would be superior to the great treasure refiner and be called the supreme treasure refiner. Olin is currently only an intermediate treasure refiner, but she has the strength of a high treasure refiner. This time she is going to take the exam. Once she passes the exam, she will be certified as a high treasure refiner. And, Yi Tian also learned from Olin that there is another huge force in territory number 6000, the treasure refining tower. The treasure refiners in many territories near territory number 6000 want to become high treasure refiners and higher. The inheritance of treasure refiners must enter the territory of No. 6000. The inheritance of treasure refining masters above the advanced level is almost monopolized by the treasure refining tower and other forces. Therefore, Olin Realm God must come to territory number 6000. Strong fluctuations came, and the entire exploration dark dragon shook. It's the exploration dragon that is crossing the extra-dimensional barrier at the border. Olin said. It was the first time for Yi Tian to ride such a treasure ship to cross the border and the extra-dimensional barrier. The feeling was completely different from using the boundary-breaking star array to cross. Soon, the border extra-dimensional barrier passed through, and they entered another territory. Not long after, the exploration dark dragon encountered an attack from a half-step extra-dimensional creature. Rumble. After a fight, everything calmed down and they continued to move forward. Along the way, the exploration dark dragon has passed through many dangerous places and fought with many extra-dimensional creatures that are half-step into the extra-dimensional realm. This is just the danger encountered on the way back. If it were to actually carry out an exploration mission, how dangerous it would be. Certainly. Exploring the Dark Dragon, the more dangerous places you explore, the more benefits you gain. This is also the reason why the half-step superdimensional realm people on the exploration Minglong are so powerful. Maybe one day when they encounter a great opportunity, one of them will immediately break through to the superdimensional realm. Of course, if they encounter great danger, they will also fall. In short, the benefits correspond to the risks, and they are destined to be like this when they join the expedition team of the Jalan Chamber of Commerce. A relatively long period of time passed, and the exploration Minglong finally traveled to the territory of No. 6000. After arriving here, the exploration Minglong returned to the Jalan Chamber of Commerce headquarters along a safe route, and of course dropped Yi Tian and the others on the way. The next stop will be the Jiang realm, the extra-dimensional realm of territory No. 6000. You two will go down to the Jiang realm. Said a half-step super-dimensional realm. Yes. Yi Tian and Olin responded one after another. Soon, the Extreme Yang realm arrived. Extreme Yang realm, in an ancient giant city. Yi Tian and Olin were sitting in an attic here drinking tea and chatting. Compared to Yi Tian, Olin naturally knows the territory of number 6000 better, and she has already prepared a strategy. Yi Tianji God, where are you going next? 0. Please give me flowers. Orin asked. I don't know, let's stay in the Extreme Yang realm for now. Yi Tian said slightly. Olin said regretfully, then we have to separate. The treasure refining tower is in another extra-dimensional realm in the 6000 layer territory, the treasure refining realm. How many extra-dimensional realms are there in territory No. 6000? Yi Tian asked. This number. Olin held out a finger. Could it be 100? Yi Tian was surprised. After all, 1 was impossible, and 10 would be a bit too few, so he guessed 100. However, he still guessed wrong. No, it's more than 1000. Olin said. The 6000 territory is very suitable for giving birth to a super-dimensional world. Coupled with the interference of some forces, there will naturally be many super-dimensional worlds born. But even so, the death void in the 6000 territory is extremely dangerous. Beyond the ordinary territory, even half a step into the extra-dimensional realm, if you don't take a safe route, you may die instantly. It is said that there once was an alien extra-dimensional person. Relying on his own strength, Jing ran rampant in the territory of No. 6000. As a result, he encountered danger and was killed on the spot. Even the extra-dimensional realm has fallen. Yi Tian was shocked. So, if you want to explore the 6000 territory, you can either take the treasure ships of some large chambers of commerce and walk along a safe route, or buy a safe route map and travel by yourself. But it is best to take the treasure ships of large chambers of commerce, such as the treasure ships of the Jalan Chamber of Commerce. It is safer to follow them, but the cost is higher. Olin introduced. Thank you Olin Realm God for the reminder. Yi Tian said quickly. Soon afterwards, Olin World God took a treasure ship flight from the Jalan Chamber of Commerce to the treasure refining world and headed for the treasure refining world. And he has just come to territory number 6000. For the time being, he can learn more about this extreme young world, and by the way, he can learn more about the peak world gods and the half-step super-dimensional realm. The dissemination of some knowledge is prohibited in other territories, but it is not prohibited here. Therefore, he can easily purchase this knowledge. Jalan Chamber of Commerce, Jiang Realm Branch. Yi Tian came here and purchased knowledge about the peak world god and the half-step superdimensional realm. He mainly wanted to know how many eternal world spirits can be condensed at the peak world god level. Is it necessary to continue to condense the eternal world spirits? Chapter 3169 Superdimensional Mind Realm. Yi Tian spent some Jilanbao coins and successfully purchased this information, which was much more comprehensive than the information he had purchased before. After all, this type of knowledge is not restricted here, and sales are naturally allowed. After purchasing these materials, Yi Tian browsed them and quickly learned the true and mysterious knowledge about the peak world god and the half-step superdimensional realm. According to this information, if the peak world god realizes the true power of the extra-dimensional world, most of them will condense the 13th eternal world spirit and then condense the super-dimensional Tao seeds to achieve a half-step extra-dimensional state. But very few peak world gods will condense the 14th eternal world spirit, or even the 15th eternal world spirit. However, it is too difficult to condense the 14th eternal world spirit, so it is unimaginable. Yi Tian is still refining the eternal Tao seed, but even if he refines the eternal Tao seed to the extreme, he will not be able to condense the 14th eternal world spirit, unless he can comprehend the power of the super dimension. Shaocheng Realm. A small achievement in super-dimensional power. Yi Tian murmured to himself. After he comprehended the power of the extra dimension, he completely controlled the power of the extra dimension, but he had no idea how to practice it later. But now I know that the extra-dimensional power can still be improved, but not the quantity. After all, the extra-dimensional power he controls is endless. There is no concept of quantity. If he wants to continue to improve, he can only improve the quality. But it is simply too difficult to improve the power of extra dimensions. Many people who have only half-stepped into the realm of extra dimensions who understand the power of extra dimensions only have a blind eye and do not understand anything. According to the data, there is only one way to increase the power of extra dimensions, and that is to open up the extra-dimensional mind field. But if a peak world god wants to open up an extra-dimensional hard realm, he will almost have a narrow escape. If he tries to open up an extra-dimensional hard realm in half a step, he will only be seriously injured even if he fails. Therefore, those peak world gods who have understood the power of extra dimensions cannot risk opening up the extra-dimensional mind realm, and will definitely attack the half-step extra-dimensional realm. In the future, as long as they do not fall and have a good foundation, they will definitely become an extra-dimensional realm. The extra-dimensional realm is so terrifying. Who would risk their lives just to gather one more eternal world spirit? After opening up the super-dimensional mind field, you can nurture the super-dimensional power, and then refine and improve the super-dimensional power itself until the super-dimensional power transforms and reaches the realm of minor success. Yi Tian murmured, other peak world gods who have comprehended the power of extra dimensions dare not open up the extra-dimensional mind realm, but he dares. But there must be a way to open up the extra-dimensional mental realm. If you open it up randomly, you will definitely die. The Jalan Chamber of Commerce has a way to open up the extra-dimensional mind realm, but it is very expensive. 10 million gallon treasure coins. Yi Tian frowned. This is much more expensive than the price of super-dimensional Tao species. But if you think about it carefully, the super-dimensional Taoism is prepared for the peak world gods, but the method of opening up the super-dimensional mind realm is prepared for the half-step super-dimensional realm. Everyone in the half-step super-dimensional realm is rich, so they will naturally sell it. Got to be expensive. It's only 10 million Jilanbao coins, I can afford it. Yi Tian purchased a copy of the method to open up the extra-dimensional mind realm and immediately left the Jialan Chamber of Commerce branch. In the Jiang realm, Paksu City. This place is not very powerful in the Jiang realm, but it is relatively safe, and many peak world gods rent mansions here, allowing outsiders to stay here for a long time. Therefore, he planned to rent a mansion here to practice so that he would not be disturbed. In addition, Paksu City has many flights to other extra-dimensional realms, so it is convenient for him to leave if he wants to. Soon, Yi Tian rented a mansion. The interior of this mansion was very large, and a super-dimensional formation was installed. The level of this super-dimensional formation was even more powerful than the star-dimensional virtual sky formation, and it was enough to withstand a half-step attack from the extra-dimensional realm. Of course, the cost of renting such a mansion is naturally very high. If calculated in terms of Jilanbao coins, 1 million Jilanbao coins would be required for a super-dimensional era. It can be said that ordinary peak world gods simply cannot afford it. However, there are too many practitioners in the 6,000 territory, and there are countless peak world gods, and it is extremely chaotic. If you don't want to spend this money, you can find a place to open up a void practice by yourself, but it is very dangerous. You might be targeted by a half-step super-dimensional realm and killed directly. In addition, many forces in the Jiang realm do not allow other peak realm gods to open dojos such as voids and caves in their territories. Once discovered, they will be destroyed directly. This forces those peak world gods to buy or rent mansions on regular occasions. Yi Tian is very rich, but he doesn't care about these expenses. For him, he needs to settle down in the number 6,000 territory first. He is still too weak now and has no background. Any half-step to the super-dimensional realm can kill him, so naturally he cannot break in. Now that he is cultivating in this safe place, if he develops the super-dimensional mind realm, his strength will definitely skyrocket. Therefore, it is better to keep a low profile for now and practice quietly here. Of course, he occasionally goes to learn about territory No. 6,000. After all, he has other cloned bodies practicing in territory No. 7,362. This duplicate body will not affect his cultivation progress if he does not practice. Superdimensional Mind Realm, start practicing. After Yi Tian understood the method of opening up the extra-dimensional mind realm, he began to open up the extra-dimensional mind realm. The extra-dimensional heart realm is opened up within the eternal Tao seed. The reason why it is extremely dangerous is that the eternal Tao seed is too weak to carry the power of the extra-dimensional heart realm. The ultra-dimensional Tao seed is much better. Once the development fails, the eternal Tao seed will explode to pieces. Open up. Boom. Countless extra-dimensional powers poured into the eternal Tao seed, and were opened up in the same way as the extra-dimensional heart realm. However, he failed to open up after a while, and the terrifying extra-dimensional power became extremely chaotic, directly blowing up his eternal Taoism and body. In an instant, he fell. Opening up a super-dimensional mental realm is really extremely dangerous. Yi Tian 0.5 used his second cloned body to continue to open up the extra-dimensional mind realm, but he also failed the second time. In the following years, Yi Tian condensed one copy of the body after another, trying again and again to open up the super-dimensional mind realm. But it is too difficult for the peak world god to open up the extra-dimensional mind realm, and there is no strong person to guide him or assist him, so he can only rely on himself for everything. As he opened up the extra-dimensional mind realm more times, he gradually gained a lot of insights, and he also knew that if he wanted to open up the extra-dimensional mind realm, he must seize the right opportunities to spread the power of the extra-dimensional mind realm so as not to sustain it. Explode the entire eternal Tao species. The development method sold by Jialan Chamber of Commerce was actually not suitable for him, that is, the fit was not good enough, so the development method still failed so many times. Therefore, he needs to perfect it a little, otherwise it will still fail after opening it countless times. Chapter 3170 Golden Marrow of Immortality. In order to perfect the extra-dimensional mental realm, Yi Tian used the Galan stone disc to deduce and improve it. After perfecting it again and again, the method of opening up the extra-dimensional mind realm was finally perfected and fit him perfectly. In this way, he can hope to open up an extra-dimensional mind realm at the peak of his spiritual cultivation. Start opening up the extra-dimensional mental realm again. This time, Yi Tian failed to condense at the last critical moment, which was much better than before. This allowed him to see the hope of opening up a super-dimensional mental realm. In the blink of an eye, 300 billion super-dimensional epochs have passed. This time is not long, but for Yi Tian, it is a huge transformation. Because on this day, he successfully opened up a super-dimensional mental realm. Boom! The super-dimensional mental realm was successfully opened. At this moment, his control over the extra-dimensional power suddenly increased. Endless extra-dimensional power pours into the extra-dimensional heart realm, gradually filling it up. The initial extra-dimensional domain was very small, only 1 light-year in diameter. But as Yi Tian began to temper the extra-dimensional power, he found that the extra-dimensional realm was also slowly increasing. It seemed that the quality of the extra-dimensional power affected the area of the extra-dimensional mind realm. In addition, Yi Tian also discovered that the extra-dimensional mind realm can also increase combat effectiveness, allowing him to maximize the true power of extra-dimensional power. As the years passed, Yi Tian's extra-dimensional power became more and more powerful, and his extra-dimensional mental domain continued to skyrocket. However, it is not that easy to temper the super-dimensional power to a small level. If you practice step by step, if you want to temper the super-dimensional power to a small level, it will not be possible without hundreds of super-dimensional eras. Yi Tian secretly said. He wanted to find some resources that could assist in tempering the extra-dimensional power. He tried all kinds of resources on his body but could not find such resources. The Jialan Chamber of Commerce may have such resources. Yi Tian guessed. So, he went to Jialan Chamber of Commerce again. Here, after inquiry, he learned that the Jialan Chamber of Commerce did have resources to assist in tempering extra-dimensional power, but the price was very expensive. For example, a substance called golden marrow of immortality requires 10 million Galan treasure coins for just 1 drop. If you want to quickly temper the power of the extra dimension, you will need many drops of golden marrow of immortality. Yi Tian exchanged a lot of Jialan Bao coins, and then bought 10 drops of the golden marrow of immortality in one go, ready to test the effect. Inside the mansion, Yi Tian took out a drop of the golden marrow of immortality, swallowed it in one gulp, refined it, and integrated it into the super-dimensional heart domain to assist in tempering the super-dimensional calendar. Boom! Countless golden rays of light accelerate the tempering of extra-dimensional power, making the tempering speed of extra-dimensional power far faster than before. 100 times the tempering efficiency. Yi Tian was surprised. In other words, as long as there is enough golden marrow of immortality, within a super-dimensional era, he can temper the super-dimensional power to the realm of Shaocheng so that he can condense the 14th standard. However, it is still difficult to say how long this drop of golden marrow of immortality can be refined. As time gradually passed, this drop of golden marrow of immortality continued to temper Yi Tian's extra-dimensional power, making the extra-dimensional power and the extra-dimensional mind continue to increase. Approximately 100 billion Zidao era years passed before he truly refined this drop of golden marrow of immortality. 100 billion Supreme Dao era years consumes 1 drop of the golden marrow of immortality. In other words, I need to consume 100 drops of the golden marrow of immortality to be able to practice for 1 extra-dimensional era and to temper the extra-dimensional power to the realm of Shaocheng. Yi Tian estimated. 100 drops of golden marrow of immortality, at the price of Jialan Merchant Guild, you have to pay to rise to Jialan Bao City. 1 billion Galan treasure coins are not easy to come up with in a half-step super-dimensional realm. I would have to use up all my wealth. If I take out so many Galan treasure coins, I will definitely be targeted. Yi Tian worry about this problem. Maybe Jialan Chamber of Commerce will not care about this little Jialan treasure coin, but the half-step super-dimensional realm of Jialan Chamber of Commerce may have this intention. Even if he doesn't take action, he will notify other half-step super-dimensional realm to do something to him. It will be very troublesome. Unless he never leaves Paksu City. Perhaps we can condense another replica body and hide it in other places. In this way, even if this replica body is targeted or even killed, there will still be a replica body staying in the territory of number 6000, and there is no need to send any more replica bodies. Come over. After having this idea, Yi Tian condensed a replica body, secretly left the Jiang realm, and entered the treasure refining spring on another force's treasure ship. After, Yi Tian's duplicate body left in the Jiang realm came to Jialan Chamber of Commerce again to buy more golden marrow of immortality. Buying again and again, the Jialan treasure coins Yi Tian paid were simply not something that a normal peak world god could possess. Only some descendants of the extra-dimensional realm can have such wealth, but with a little investigation, you will find that Yi Tian is not the pinnacle world god of the 6000 territory. Even if he has any background, he cannot reach the 6000 territory. Therefore, some half-step super-dimensional realms would definitely dare to attack him. Inside Paksu City, in an attic, a half-step superdimensional hidden cultivator stayed here, staring at Yi Tian's mansion, but with the existence of the superdimensional formation, his will could not penetrate it. A foreign peak world god purchased a large amount of golden marrow of immortality in a short period of time, and his wealth is comparable to the entire wealth of a powerful half-step superdimensional realm. If I kill 320 him, I can obtain a large amount of wealth and golden marrow of immortality. Quote. This half-step superdimensional realm thought secretly in his heart. He didn't think that Yi Tian would be able to refine the golden marrow of immortality now. He thought that Yi Tian was buying the golden marrow of immortality again and again, trying not to affect attention, but he couldn't hide it at all. Therefore, as long as he kills Yi Tian, the golden marrow of immortality and Yi Tian's belongings will belong to him. Of course, he needs to pay part of the treasure to someone from the Jalan Chamber of Commerce who is in the half-step extra-dimensional realm. If not for the other party, he would not be able to obtain this piece of information. As soon as he leaves Paksu City, I will take action immediately. This half-step super-dimensional realm secretly said. He believed that it was impossible for a peak world god to stay in Paksu City all the time. He had enough time to wait near Paksu City anyway. Inside the mansion, there is really someone who is half-step into the super-dimensional realm and is eyeing me. Yi Tian walked through Paksu City, and every time he used his replica body to sense someone who was half-step into the extra-dimensional realm. Once or twice may be a coincidence, but every time the opponent is nearby, this is abnormal. Therefore, the other party is definitely targeting him. I can't go out for the time being. When the super-dimensional power breaks through the Xiaocheng realm and condenses the 14th eternal world spirit, my strength will skyrocket. Maybe I won't be afraid of the half-step super-dimensional realm. Yi Tian said secretly. Chapter 3171. A small achievement in super-dimensional power. Time flies. A super-dimensional era is gradually passing. Damn it, this guy has been practicing in seclusion for an extra-dimensional era. In Paksu City, a half-step super-dimensional state said angrily in his heart. It is normal for a peak world god to retreat for an extra-dimensional era. This is not too long, but it is almost always within his own power. But to retreat for an extra-dimensional era inside Paksu City is too outrageous. You know, renting a mansion in Paksu City, even an ordinary mansion, will cost millions of super-dimensional epochs. Many peak world gods cannot raise 1 million extra-dimensional epochs, so how can they spend it on renting a mansion? Under normal circumstances, those peak world gods all rent their mansions in Paksu City for a short period of time, and the cost is not high. It's extremely rare to be like Yi Tian, and it's even more rare to spend a whole extra-dimensional era in seclusion inside the mansion he rented. However, he has been waiting for such a long time and can only continue to wait. He is most afraid of a situation, that is, Yi Tian breaks through half a step into the super-dimensional realm, and then condenses the super-dimensional mind and uses up the golden marrow of immortality. That would be bad. However, there is a lot of movement when breaking through the half-step of the ultra-dimensional realm. At the moment when the ultra-dimensional Dao seeds are condensed, not even the ultra-dimensional formation can cover it up. At present, he has not sensed any signs of Yi Tian's breakthrough. Therefore, Yi Tian should still be the peak world god. Wait for another extra-dimensional era. If this guy still doesn't come out, then send your subordinates to keep an eye on him. This half-step super-dimensional realm thought secretly in his heart. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Inside the mansion, Yi Tian is at a critical moment, and his extra-dimensional mind and extra-dimensional power are transforming. Once the transformation is successful, his extra-dimensional power will enter the realm of Xiaocheng. Time passed slowly, and finally a powerful breath burst out from his body, and the extra-dimensional power condensed to an extremely terrifying level was emitted, and he was chosen to surpass him. At least 7 or 8 times more powerful than the initially understood superdimensional power. Yi Tian said excitedly, and his extra-dimensional mental domain has also expanded to dozens of light-years in diameter, which can accommodate more extra-dimensional power, but the difficulty of tempering will also increase. How much time will it take to refine the power of the extra dimension from the minor realm to the great realm? At this time, there was only 1 drop of the golden marrow of immortality left. He tried it with this last drop of golden marrow of immortality. He could continue to temper the golden marrow of immortality, but the effect was much worse. He also wanted to temper the super-dimensional power to at the Dacheng state. The golden marrow of immortality required is far more than 100 drops, and may even be 1,000 drops or more. And if he wants to buy so much golden marrow of immortality, even if all the extra-dimensional resources he carries are exhausted, he still won't be able to buy it. We have to find a way to earn more extra-dimensional resources. Yi Tian thought to himself. However, that is what happens later. What he needs now is to condense the 14th eternal world spirit. In this extra-dimensional era, he is not only refining the golden marrow of immortality, but also tempering the eternal Tao seed. Nowadays, it will not be long before the eternal Tao seed is refined to the extreme. Subsequently, he went into seclusion to refine the eternal Tao seeds. Since his super-dimensional power had been raised to the level of Shaocheng, the effect of assisting in tempering the eternal Tao seeds was even better. In less than 100 billion Tao era years, he successfully tempered the eternal Tao seed to its current limit. Start condensing the 14th eternal world spirit. Yi Tian immediately started to break through. Originally, it was almost impossible to condense the 14th eternal world spirit, but his extra-dimensional power reached the Shaocheng realm. With the help of the Shaocheng realm's extra-dimensional power, he smashed the indestructible shackles and condensed the 14th perfect eternal world spirit. Immediately afterwards, Yi Tian's eternal Tao seed and physical body increased sharply. This time's breakthrough, the increase in strength is even more exaggerated than when the 13th eternal world spirit was condensed. This may be because of breaking the boundaries, so the increase in strength is even greater. After his breakthrough in cultivation, Yi Tian was still not slow in refining the eternal Tao seed, but it would be very difficult to refine it to the limit of the eternal Tao seed again. It might really take hundreds of extra-dimensional epochs, unless he could obtain it. Extra-dimensional resources that help him quickly refine the eternal Tao seeds. But he has already condensed 14 eternal world spirits, and many extra-dimensional resources are of no use to him. He cannot continue to refine his eternal Tao seed. The resources that really help him refine the eternal Tao seed are incomparable, precious and absolutely of high value. It seems that earning extra-dimensional resources is imminent. Yi Tian secretly said. However, he still has one thing to deal with, and that is the strong man who is half-step into the super-dimensional realm. Then lure him out. With his current strength, he really has hope of killing that half-step super-dimensional warrior. After all, he still has the fragment of the super-dimensional Taoist soldier. With his small level of super-dimensional power, he still has the current cultivation level. Because, it is enough to exert the more powerful power of the super-dimensional Taoist fragment. But he needs to keep it secret and not let other half-step superdimensional realms spy on the battle. Therefore, he purchased a high-level super-dimensional secret treasure, the hidden sky disk, which can cover an area, and that's it. Time to go. Yi Tian came out of the mansion and flew out of the siege city. This guy is finally out. The Silver Blood World God, a half-step super-dimensional warrior, said angrily. Whoosh, he immediately shuttled over and followed Yi Tian. As long as the other party was slightly far away from Paksu City, he would take action immediately. Soon, they stayed away from Paksu City. Suddenly, Yi Tian stopped and stared at the location of the Silver Blood Realm God. What are you going to do with me? Yi Tian asked deliberately. Wow, the Silver Blood World God showed up and said with some surprise, you can actually spy on my whereabouts, which is a bit extraordinary. If you are fine, please leave. Yi Tian said. Something's wrong. The Silver Blood World God sneered and said, then I'll kill you. Boom, the Silver Blood World God activates the true extra-dimensional power and kills with one hand. The speed is enough to make any peak world god unable to react. Moreover, this is an extremely powerful extra-dimensional technique, which is enough to kill the top. As a peak world god, even if the opponent possesses a super-dimensional secret treasure, he will never be able to stop Qi. However, he soon became confused. Boom, Yi Tian activated his extra-dimensional power, unleashed all his cultivation, and performed various extra-dimensional techniques. The Silver Blood World God's attack fell on Yi Tian. Although it broke through layers of defenses, it still failed to reach Yi Tian in the end. In other words, Yi Tian blocked his blow. Have achieved a small success in the power of the extra dimension. Not only have you condensed the realm of the super-dimensional mind, but you have also tempered the power of the extra dimension to the level of a small achievement. The Silver Blood World God felt fear in his heart. How could such a peak world god not exist? Chapter 3172 Tianyang Family, Tianchao Golden Ruins Grass. It is almost certain that the peak world god opens up the extra-dimensional mind realm and is certain to die. Whoever dares to practice the extra-dimensional mind realm will only dare to cultivate the extra-dimensional heart realm after they have reached the halfway stage of the extra-dimensional realm. In fact, even if you reach the extra-dimensional mind realm, if you don't have enough preparation, you don't dare to practice the extra-dimensional mind realm, otherwise you will be severely damaged if you fail. Therefore, you must be fully prepared before you dare to try. The Silver Blood World Gods have never seen a peak world god who opened up an extra-dimensional heart realm, and Yi Tian was the first. No wonder he bought the golden marrow of immortality. It turns out he really practiced it himself. The Silver Blood World God secretly said. He knew that it would be difficult for him to kill Yi Tian, so he prepared to leave. However, at this moment, Yi Tian sacrificed the hidden sky disk, which instantly covered this area, so that other half-step super-dimensional realms and even super-dimensional realms could not pry into this area for a while. Hidden sky disk. This thing can't be used to trap me, it just covers this area. The Silver Blood World God was very confused about Yi Tian's actions, but he didn't think too much and fled quickly. But suddenly, he felt that he was locked, and the crisis of death came to his mind. I saw a fragment appear on Yi Tian's hand. Under the control of Shaocheng-level super-dimensional power and super-dimensional weapon control skills, this fragment killed the Silver Blood World God. That is, fragments of the Super 113th Dimensional Soldier. How can he control super-dimensional Taoist soldiers? It is very difficult to control the super-dimensional soldiers. Even he does not dare to control the super-dimensional soldiers. It is rumored that only a very small number of half-step super-dimensional soldiers dare to control the super-dimensional soldiers using some special methods, and it requires dedication. There is a certain price to pay. However, there was no room for him to think anymore. Puff! The fragments of the super-dimensional Tao soldiers penetrated everything, and also penetrated the super-dimensional secret treasure defense on his body. Even the super-dimensional power was shattered and penetrated. His body was torn apart, and a terrifying force shattered everything about him. Gradually, his body was shattered and his consciousness sank and dissipated. Just like that, he died, and his body floated in the void. At this moment, Yi Tian was not feeling well. After all, he forcibly activated the fragments of the super-dimensional Taoist soldiers and was also affected, but he didn't care. Killing this half-step into the super-dimensional realm with one blow, the super-dimensional Taoist soldiers are really terrifying. Yi Tian waved his hand, took away this half-step super-dimensional item, put away the hidden sky disk, and left here immediately. The death of a half-step superdimensional realm will definitely not cause any big waves of F. After all, a half-step superdimensional realm is too ordinary in the 6,000 territory. Moreover, he was reduced to intercepting and killing him. This half-step super-dimensional realm has absolutely no background. Therefore, Yi Tian was not panicked at all. Break the virtual city. After Yi Tian went around in a circle, he came back and started sorting out the harvest. This half-step super-dimensional realm is really poor. Yi Tian was speechless. There are really few belongings on there, about 300 million Galan treasure coins at most. This is only possible after all the items are sold. No wonder the other party is eyeing his golden marrow of immortality, because he spent 1 billion Galan coins to purchase the golden marrow of immortality, so the other party's heartbeat is too normal. This Silver Blood World God should be cooperating with someone from the Jalan Chamber of Commerce who is in the half-step extra-dimensional realm, otherwise it is impossible to know my information. Yi Tian guessed so. Among the items belonging to the Silver Blood World God, he also discovered a method for transforming the extra-dimensional body, the method of transforming the blood body. This transformation method can make the physical body of the peak world god more than 10 times stronger, and can offset 90% of the effect of extra-dimensional assimilation, and even help to comprehend the power of extra-dimensional things. However, this blood-body transformation method also has great side effects, seriously damaging the foundation, and it will definitely be impossible to break through to the extra-dimensional realm in the future. This Silver Blood World God should have never practiced the blood-body transformation method, otherwise I may not be able to kill him. Yi Tian thought to himself. After all, if the opponent has really practiced the blood-body transformation method, his physical body is extremely powerful, and his combat power is naturally very strong, then his super-dimensional Taoist fragments will not be able to kill him in one blow, and his combat power will even be much stronger than him. He plans to keep this blood-body transformation method, maybe it can be used by some peak world gods of the human race in the future. After all, it is really difficult to comprehend the power of extra dimensions. He can't even help his relatives comprehend the power of extra dimensions, let alone other human races. Sometimes he really can't bear the assimilation of extra dimensions, so he might as well practice the blood-body transformation method. Of course, if you want to practice the blood-body transformation method, you must capture some corresponding extra-dimensional creatures, such as blood dragon extra-dimensional creatures, which are most suitable for the blood-body transformation method. Jiang Realm, Tianyang Family. A group of peak world gods came here and were resting in a dojo of the Tianyang family. Yi Tian also came here. At this time, many peak spring gods were discussing something. Everyone, the Tianyang family has asked us to enter a treasure land to look for Tianchao golden market grass. We must take out 10 Tianchao golden market grasses before we are allowed to take away all the resources found there. If the shredded meat cannot collect 10 Tianchao golden market grasses, then only 1/10 of the resources are allowed to be taken away. Why are they in such a hurry to collect Tianchao golden market grass? I do know a little information. It is said that a member of the Tianyang family has a big problem in the extra-dimensional realm. He needs Tianchao Jingsu grass to survive, and he needs a large amount of Tianchao Jingsu grass, and Tianchao Jingsu grass it only exists in a very few places. The treasure land occupied by Tianyang family is very dangerous inside, and only peak world gods are allowed to enter. Half-step of the super-dimensional realm cannot be entered. Naturally, the number of peak world gods in Tianyang family is not that high. There are too many, and it is impossible to bring out too much heavenly chaos golden ruins grass, and it is easy to suffer heavy losses, so it is open to the outside world and allows the peak world gods from the outside world to go in and look for Tianchao's golden ruins grass. I see. I've heard about it too, and the treasure land we're about to go to is just a channel for the Tianyang family to obtain Tianchao's golden ruins grass. It's said that the Tianyang family is also collecting Tianchaos in other places in territory number 6000 and even in other territories. Jinxasao. This time, the Tianyang family has paid a lot and will definitely suffer heavy losses. There are only 3 super-dimensional people in the Tianyang family, and the one who is in trouble this time is the most powerful one. Naturally, they have to desperately rescue him. Yi Tian has been listening to the exchanges of these peak world gods and did not participate. He also heard that the Tianyang family recruited a group of peak world gods to explore a treasure land, and it was said that the treasure land had a lot of resources. If it was not possible to enter the extra-dimensional realm in half a step, then even half-step into the extra-dimensional realm would want to enter. He felt that this time he entered the treasure land and was very likely to obtain massive resources. Moreover, the Tianyang family will definitely not dare to play any tricks in this public solicitation. After all, some peak world gods may come from forces even more powerful than the Tianyang family. How dare they cause trouble at this time? Therefore, resources can definitely be brought out. Chapter 3173 Tianyang Treasure Ship. As time goes by, more and more peak world gods gather in the Tianyang family. This day, a half-step super-dimensional person from the Tianyang family has appeared. He is the 3rd strongest half-step super-dimensional person in the Tianyang family, Kang Ion. Yang Ion is a very terrifying semi-extra-dimensional person. Only however, due to the transformation of the physical body, which affected the foundation, it was impossible to break through to the extra-dimensional realm. Otherwise, he would have broken through to the extra-dimensional realm long ago. Many half-step super-dimensional realms have transformed their physical bodies and fused the bloodline of super-dimensional creatures. Although they will regret it later, if they have not fused the bloodline of super-dimensional creatures, they may not be able to comprehend the power of super-dimensionality and break through to half-step. In the extra-dimensional realm, he died due to extra-dimensional assimilation. Therefore, it is necessary to have medical treatment. Everyone, I will take you to a treasure land in the Death Void next. The rules have been agreed with you. As long as you gather 10 Tianchao golden market grasses, you can take away all the resources. Otherwise, you can only take away 1/10 of the resources. In addition, your time is limited, and our Tianyang family cannot let you stay in that treasured place forever. If it exceeds 1% of the super-dimensional era, you have not come out. Then, if you come out beyond the time, all resources are withheld, and no one is allowed to be taken away. Next, you can hide your treasures without bringing them into that treasure land, otherwise we will think that you came out of that treasure land. If you bring some super-dimensional secret treasures and special treasures, you can take them out and register them in advance. Katayon said. The peak world gods present had long known this rule, so they did not bring any resources. Yi Tian's duplicate body did not carry any treasures, not even fragments of super-dimensional Taoist soldiers, but only some super-dimensional secret treasures. Therefore, many peak world gods registered their weapons and then followed Yang Li to board the Tianyang treasure ship of the Tianyang family and entered the Void of Death. The death void in the 6000 territory is extremely dangerous. Even the Tianyang treasure ship flies cautiously and follows a safe route. But a safe route may not necessarily be truly safe. Those extra-dimensional creatures sometimes migrate and move. Once they collide, conflicts can easily break out. But the Tianyang family also needs detection methods. Some situations can be avoided in advance, but if it is the kind of extra-dimensional creature that is good at hiding, it will be bad luck. Certainly, unless they are very unlucky, there is almost no major danger. It didn't take long. The Tianyang treasure ship encountered a group of migrating extra-dimensional creatures, including a few that were half-step into the extra-dimensional realm, and the others were at the peak world god level. This group of extra-dimensional creatures sensed the Tianyang treasure ship and immediately passed through. Start the Tianyang Aurora, Cation ordered. Yes. The top world gods of the Tianyang family responded and immediately activated the killer weapon on the Tianyang treasure ship, Tianyang Aurora. Boom! A terrifying ray of light emitted from the Tianyang treasure ship, sweeping away with terrifying power. In an instant, the group of extra-dimensional creatures were hit by the aurora of the sky, causing a surge. The terrifying light engulfed the area. The extra-dimensional creatures at the peak world god level were directly melted, and the few half-step extra-dimensional creatures were the extra-dimensional creatures in this realm relied on their powerful bodies to withstand it, but they were also severely injured. Immediately, they fled quickly. Cation did not pursue. Pursuing in the death void is extremely dangerous. Even the most powerful half-step super dimension realm would not dare to pursue them. If they encounter extra-dimensional creatures in the super dimension realm, they will be able to do so in the blink of an eye. Kill him. The Tianyang treasure ship still flies along its original route. What a horrific attack, Yi Tian secretly said. Unexpectedly, the Tianyang treasure ship could seriously injure several extra-dimensional creatures that were half-step into the extra-dimensional realm. If those few extra-dimensional creatures did not escape, they would definitely die if a few more shots were fired. It can be said that the attack of the Tianyang treasure ship is comparable to the full blow of a powerful half-step superdimensional realm, and the peak world god can control 10 treasure ships like the Tianyang treasure ship, which is completely equivalent to a powerful half-step superdimensional realm expert. I wonder if such a treasure ship is for sale, Yi Tian secretly said. If there was one for sale, he really wanted to buy one. However, he also knew very well that such a treasure ship was definitely very expensive, and he probably couldn't afford it. During the next journey, the Tianyang treasure ship encountered some minor troubles in the death void, but none of them affected the Tianyang treasure ship's itinerary. Zero, please give me flowers. After a while, the Tianyang treasure ship finally arrived at the treasure land. Near this treasure place, there are many super-dimensional fortresses and a large number of formations, which shows that the Tianyang family attaches great importance to this treasure place. At least 9 half-step super-dimensional people are guarding this place. Now it seems that the Tianyang family has many half-steps into the superdimensional realm. It stands to reason that as long as there is no problem with the foundation, one can break through to the ultra-dimensional realm in even half a step. It is just a matter of the length of time. But these half-step super-dimensional realms should all have fundamental problems, as they all seem to have had their bodies transformed at the peak world god level. If I guessed correctly, the Tianyang family should have mastered a transformation method that can greatly increase the probability of comprehending the power of extra dimensions. After the transformation, although there is no way to break through to the realm of extra dimensions, those who can comprehend the power of extra dimensions can. The hope has greatly increased, and we can hit the half-step super-dimensional realm. 0. Yi Tian secretly said. Of course, true evil geniuses are definitely not allowed to practice this method of transformation. Once they practice it, their future can only be limited to half a step into the super-dimensional realm. But for those peak world gods who have no hope of breaking through, this method of transformation is very powerful, and it is definitely the foundation of a super-dimensional force. Although the blood-body transformation method I obtained can also increase the chance of comprehending the power of extra dimensions, the improvement is very small. It is probably far inferior to the transformation method mastered by the Tianyang family. If there is a chance in the future, I will have to find a way to obtain this method. A way to transform. Yi Tian secretly said. Everyone, come down, Cation said. Many peak world gods came down and stood densely outside a superdimensional fortress. After the second inspection, these peak world gods were allowed to enter this treasure land. After these peak world gods entered, Yongli and several other half-step superdimensional realms gathered together. I don't know how many heavenly chaos golden ruins grass these peak world gods can bring out. If the quantity is not enough, the ancestor may not be able to recover or even survive. Yang Li said in a low voice. We are also purchasing the Tianqiao Golden Ruins grass, but some hostile forces are also purchasing them. They obviously won't let us collect the Tianqiao's Golden Ruins grass. If our ancestor dies, the strength of our Tianyang family will be reduced by at least half. Another half-step to the super-dimensional realm secretly said. Chapter 3174 Lazy Turtle, 13 Heavenly Chaos Golden Ruins Grass. Several other half-step super-dimensional realms also know very well how serious the consequences of the death of their ancestors are. It means that they have no trump cards to deter several hostile forces. They will be at a disadvantage in future struggles with other forces. This will cause the Tianyang family to become more and more difficult. The more it declines. Unless a super-dimensional realm is born in the future that can rival the ancestor, how difficult is it to give birth to such a super-dimensional realm? The other two extra-dimensional realms in the family have practiced countless extra-dimensional realms, but they are just ordinary extra-dimensional realms. Sometimes talent, understanding, and luck are all indispensable, and it is difficult to copy them. If the Heavenly Chaos Golden Market Grass is not enough by then, we will have to work hard. Yang Li said helplessly. Yes, their lives are not worth mentioning compared to their ancestors. If they sacrifice a few half-steps to the superdimensional realm in order for their ancestors to survive, it will undoubtedly be worth it. But they haven't reached that 3 step yet, so they don't need to go all out yet. Coming in, Yi Tian looked around. Before coming, the Tianyang family also gave him specific information, such as some basic information about this treasure land. This treasure land is called Tianyang No. 6 Treasure Land by the Tianyang family. In the past, they didn't pay much attention to it. They didn't even send a half-step super-dimensional realm. But now, for the sake of Tianqiao Golden Market Grass, they had to send several half-steps. Guard in the superdimensional realm. The interior of this treasure land is very dangerous. The danger comes from extra-dimensional creatures and natural extra-dimensional forbidden areas. Some ultra-dimensional forbidden areas are very terrifying. Once you step into it, you will be killed instantly. Of course, there are relatively few such extra-dimensional restricted areas, and the main danger here comes from those extra-dimensional creatures. According to the information from the Tianyang family, there does not seem to be an extra-dimensional creature that is even half a step into the extra-dimensional realm inside this treasure land, but there is a kind of extra-dimensional creature like a lazy turtle living in it. Its physical defense is almost invincible, and the peak world god can hardly break the opponent. Defense, and the opponent also has the ability to devour, and also contains terrifying extra-dimensional power. Although it is not a real extra-dimensional power, it is comparable to the extra-dimensional power of advanced extra-dimensional things. Therefore, even the top peak world gods cannot defeat the lazy turtle, and there are still many Sui Jiao. The only good news is that the lazy turtles mostly stay in their own territory and will not take the initiative to attack and kill them. As long as they avoid the lazy turtles' territory, they don't need to fight the lazy turtles. Copy the body first. Yi Tian began to condense the replica body, and soon a replica body was successfully condensed. Then, he began to let the two cloned bodies search for resources separately. This treasure land is not dangerous to him, and there is a time limit, so he has to find more resources as soon as possible. If he were not afraid of being too high profile, it would be easy to expose his secret of easily condensing clones. He would have wanted to condense 6 or 7 clones at once, but in that case, the risk of exposure would be too great. Swish! Yi Tian's two cloned bodies moved quickly, completely unafraid of possible dangers. Unless the two cloned bodies encountered the ultra-dimensional restricted area at the same time and both died instantly, he would not care about the danger. Soon, he found some extra-dimensional resources and collected them immediately. Of course, he soon encountered extra-dimensional creatures. But after he activated his extra-dimensional power, he easily crushed these extra-dimensional creatures to death. However, he still didn't find the Tianqiao Golden Ruins grass. In this treasure land, even if there is Tianqiao Golden Market grass, it is probably extremely rare, otherwise the Tianyang family would not only let every peak world god collect 10 Tianqiao Golden Market grass. As time passed, Yi Tian found more and more resources. This day, he finally spied the Tianqiao Golden Ruins grass. Far away, strands of golden grass grow on the golden land, and these golden grasses are covered with super-dimensional lines and exude a turbid atmosphere. According to the information from the Tianyang family, this is the Tianqiao Golden Market grass. 13 Tianqiao Golden Ruins grass. Yi Tian was pleasantly surprised. He found so many Tianqiao golden ruins and completed the task directly. He could take these Tianqiao golden ruins away when he went out later. And he also took out the extra heavenly chaos golden ruins grass and traded it with other peak world gods who couldn't get enough heavenly chaos golden ruins grass in exchange for a large amount of resources. They would definitely be willing. Yi Tian did not go over immediately, but looked around and found the danger. 2 lazy turtles. Yi Tian discovered them. The 2 lazy turtles are practicing in a nearby cave. They are too close to the Tianqiao golden market grass and can arrive in an instant. Moreover, this is the territory of the lazy turtle. The power of the lazy turtle covers this area. Once they get close, they will inevitably be found. Certainly, Yi Tian is not afraid of these 2 lazy turtles, but what is interesting is that he also discovered a peak world god. The other person seems to have been here for a long time and has been hiding. It seems that he wants to take away the 13 Tianqiao golden ruins grass, but was afraid of the strength of the lazy turtle and did not dare to go there. But, just when Yi Tian was about to ignore the peak world god and go directly to get the Tianqiao golden ruins grass, the peak world god took action. Boom! A puppet killed the 2 lazy turtles. This puppet was not very powerful. It was only at the level of the gods of the 2 worlds, and was far from the opponent of the lazy turtles. Of course, this peak world god does not want the puppets to fight with the lazy turtles, but them. The puppet smashed the lazy turtle's nest with a heavy blow, and then immediately ran away. At this moment, the lazy turtle was angered. 2 lazy turtles immediately chased out and killed the puppet. The speed of the puppet was not slow, but the lazy turtle was so powerful that it naturally surpassed the speed of the puppet and immediately caught up with the puppet. Just when the puppet was about to be killed, the peak world god activated a super-dimensional secret treasure and rushed towards the 13 heavenly chaos golden ruins grass at an extremely fast speed. Unfortunately, he underestimated the lazy turtle. I saw that the puppet was swallowed up by the lazy turtle in an instant, and then a terrifying suction force directly reduced the speed of the peak world god by more than 10 times. Another lazy turtle tore through the void and descended, slapping it with a claw. This peak level 1.2 god showed fear and used all his methods. The attack fell on the lazy turtle, but he couldn't even break the opponent's skin. Click! This peak world god was smashed to pieces by the lazy turtle's claws and was killed instantly. The lazy turtle is really powerful. Even the blood shadow puppet is no match for the lazy turtle. It is very close to the half-step super-dimensional realm. Yi Tian secretly said, "It's my turn." Yi Tian arrives. With a wave of his hand, the true inscription light domain enveloped the place, the super-dimensional heart domain blessed it, and Shaocheng level super-dimensional power suppressed it, suppressing the strength of both lovers. Zhenming Aurora. Boom! With one blow, one of the lazy turtles was instantly beaten to pieces. No matter how powerful its defense was, it could not stop Yi Tian's attack. Chapter 3175 Trading Resources with Tianqiao Golden Market Grass. Boom boom boom. Yi Tian's attacks continued to crush the lazy turtle's body, leaving them unable to resist. After a few breaths, the 2 lazy turtles fell and died. After beheading the 2 lazy turtles, Yi Tian took away their bodies. In territory number 6000, the value of the lazy turtle is not low, because some transformation methods are to integrate the bloodline of the lazy turtle, so many forces still like to acquire the lazy turtle. Later, Yi Tian took away the 12 heavenly chaos realm grasses. For him, this time the Tianyang family's mission was completed. Then, Yi Tian focused on collecting various resources. If he encountered Tianqiao Jingsu grass, he would still collect it. And in order to prevent the death of the extra-dimensional restricted area, which would cause the replica body to fall and the resources found to be lost, he condensed a replica body again and stayed in place, and those resources were placed on this replica body. In this way, he doesn't have to worry about losing resources. Time flies, and time gradually passes. During this period, peak world gods gradually came out of this treasured place. Some of them were severely injured and did not dare to stay any longer. Even if they did not gather the Tianqiao golden market grass, they still had to come out. 05 at least, they can still take away 1/10 of the resources. Some of them barely managed to collect 10 Tianqiao golden ruins grass, but they didn't dare to continue exploring, so they came out. Naturally, Yi Tian had to wait until the time limit was approaching before the group meeting came out. Every time he stays in this treasure land for a few more years, he can obtain more resources, so he will naturally not be in a hurry to come out. 133 Tianqiao golden ruins grass. Yi Tian thought to himself. He also traveled everywhere and killed too many extra-dimensional creatures, even more than 20 lazy turtles died in his hands. In addition to these Tianchao Jingsu grass, he also obtained a large amount of resources. The value of these resources together is estimated to be 5 billion Gulan treasure coins. It's a pity that we don't have enough time. Otherwise, if we get more extra-dimensional resources, we might be able to gather the golden marrow of immortality that can refine my extra-dimensional power to the realm of great achievements. Yi Tian thought so. Immediately, he stopped looking for resources and was preparing to do another thing. The time is coming. I still have 2 Tianchao golden ruins grass. If I can't find them again, I can only take away 1/10 of the extra-dimensional resources. I won't accept it. Luo Xin realm god said unwillingly. Suddenly, a figure appeared in front of him, and it was Yi Tian. Your Excellency, do you need the heavenly chaos golden ruins grass? Yi Tian asked. Luo Xin realm god frowned, not knowing what Yi Tian was going to do. Yi Tian continued. I have extra Tianchao golden market grass on my hand. If you lack Tianchao golden market grass, you can exchange resources with me. Really? Luo Xin asked excitedly. Of course it's true. Yi Tian directly took out a piece of Tianchao Jingsu grass, which made Luo Shanji Shen no longer doubtful. How many resources do you want? Luo Xin realm god asked. 1/5 of your extra-dimensional resources are not excessive, right? Yi Tian said with a smile. The Tianchao golden market grass is not a precious thing. It is only needed by the Tianyang family, which makes it rare. But its value is not worth 1/5 of my extra-dimensional resources. Luo Xinjia Shen seemed a little reluctant. Yi Tian smiled and said, if you can't gather 10 Tianchao golden ruins grass, you can only take away 1/10 of the super-dimensional resources. If you trade with me, you only need to pay 1/5 of the super-dimensional resources. You can take away 4/5 of the resources. Which one do you choose, 4/5 or 1/10? World God Luo Xin frowned and thought deeply. He also knew very well that if he could not gather 10 Tianchao golden ruins grass, he would suffer heavy losses. After pondering for a long time, he finally made a decision. Okay, I agree to the deal. Luojia realm Shinto. Sake a superdimensional oath, it will be good for you and me. Yi Tian suggested. Soon, they all made an oath, and then the transaction was carried out. Due to the existence of the oath, Luo Xin realm god couldn't lie. He only lacked 2 Tianchao Jingsu grass. Yi Tian only gave him 2 Tianchao Jingsu grass, but Luo Xin realm god really gave Yi Tian a 5th. A super-dimensional resource. There are not many super-dimensional resources. Yi Tian secretly said, but other peak world gods don't have the strength like him, so naturally they can't harvest many extra-dimensional resources. However, he can find a number of peak world gods to trade with him. In the end, he will definitely get a lot of extra-dimensional resources, and maybe he can get enough for what he needs. In the following time, he met a peak world god. It can be said that as long as the peak world gods who have not gathered the Tianchao golden ruins grass are almost willing to trade with him, there are only a few peak world gods who are looking for death and want to intercept him and directly seize his resources and the Tianchao's golden ruins. Damn it, he was killed instantly. Unknowingly, the final period of the agreement has arrived. This day, Yi Tian came out of this treasure land without leaving any duplicate body behind. After all, this treasure land is controlled by the Tianyang family, and the Tianyang family may have the ability to spy on the internal situation of the treasure land. It would be bad if another copy of his body is found in this treasure land. Therefore, he gave up the idea of continuing to harvest resources and came out of this treasure land directly. Wow, except for one copy of Yi Tian's body, the other 2 copies were directly annihilated. Outside the treasure land, Yang Liang was still waiting here. Yi Tian saw Yang Liang and took out 10,877 Tianchao Jingsu grass. He completed the task. The half-step super-dimensional realm experts from Tianyang family could not check the superpower on him. Wei resources must be taken away by Yi Tian. After Yi Tian, another peak world god came out and gathered 10 Tianchao golden ruins grass. It's strange, how come there are so many peak world gods who have gathered 10 extra-dimensional resources? Is it possible that there are a lot of Tianchao's golden ruins in this treasure land? It's impossible, those peak world gods who came out in advance didn't find any Tianchao's Jinxasao. Cat Ion was very confused, but now is not the time to investigate this matter, but to send these Tianchao Jinlakao back to the headquarters of Tianyang family. The ancestor is about to be unable to hold on any longer, but fortunately, the collection of Tianchao Jingsu grass is almost complete. With this batch, it should be enough. The most important thing is to save our ancestors at the moment. As for other things, we will talk about them later. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Soon after, Yi Tian was sent back by the Tianyang family. But Yi Tian discovered that many peak world gods were already eyeing him. These peak world gods are the ones he traded with. He used the Chaos Golden Ruins grass to obtain so many extra-dimensional resources from these peak world gods. They will definitely not be reconciled. At this moment, they are probably joining forces to attack him. Chapter 3176 The Power of Extra Dimension. These peak world gods are really too greedy. Yi Tian sneered secretly. However, he estimated that there must be a half step beyond the realm behind these peak world gods, otherwise these peak world gods would not dare to attack him. He was able to find so many heavenly chaos golden ruins in that treasure land. Everyone knew that his strength was terrifying, and they even guessed that he had comprehended the true extra-dimensional power. But he is so rich, not to mention the peak world god, even half a step into the super-dimensional realm will still make his heart flutter. Yi Tiansai returned to Jiang realm and was ambushed halfway before returning to his mansion. Boom! One peak world god took action one after another, a total of 16 peak world gods. These 16 peak world gods are not yet powerful, so Yi Tian naturally does not take them seriously. At this time, his eyes were fixed somewhere in the void. Aren't the three of you coming out yet? Yi Tian said coldly. Boom! The void shattered, and three figures came out. They were three half-step super-dimensional realms. What do you mean? Yi Tian asked. Hand over all the treasures and resources you have. A half-step super-dimensional realm said coldly. What if I don't hand it over? Yi Tian asked back. Then die. Do it, don't talk nonsense to him. Kill. Three half-step superdimensional realms and more than a dozen peak world gods took action. They thought they could kill Yi Tian instantly, but they were soon dumbfounded. Boom! The extra-dimensional power of the Shaocheng realm appeared on Yi Tian's body, and with the blessing of the extra-dimensional heart, his strength was so terrifying. Certainly, in terms of strength, Yi Tian must not join forces with three half-step super-dimensional realms. But Yi Tian was able to persist for a while, mainly relying on other cloned bodies. At this time, his other cloned bodies have arrived, and one of them is carrying fragments of the super-dimensional Taoist soldiers. Once they arrive, they will be enough to kill these peak world gods and the masters of the super-dimensional realm. Boom! Yi Tian was besieged, but he showed strength comparable to that of a half-step super-dimensional realm, which made the three half-step super-dimensional realms terrified. He must be killed, he cannot be allowed to live. The three half-step superdimensional realm roared. They knew very well that once Yi Tian left alive, they would be far from their opponents when Yi Tian entered the half-step into the extra-dimensional realm. The pinnacle world god who opens up the super-dimensional mind realm and refines the power of the super-dimensional to the realm of small achievements can no longer be described as a monster. It is difficult for hundreds of millions of super-dimensional eras to give birth to one. Now they are besieging and killing such monsters, how can they not panic? Time passed by second by second. Not only did they not kill Yi Tian, but they let Yi Tian kill many peak world gods. Now, other peak world gods have withdrawn and dare not continue to attack Yi Tian. Only three half-step super-dimensional realm gods are not attacking. Now, Yi Tian's replica body was seriously injured. After all, his strength was still not as good as the three half-step super-dimensional realms. Under siege, he was naturally at a disadvantage. It was already good that he could not perish now. Arrive. Yi Tian smiled, and his other clones had already arrived. Hidden sky disk. This area was directly covered, and Yi Tian's cloned body spread out to seal the place, and the dense super-dimensional secret treasures activated. And Yi Tian even activated the fragments of the super-dimensional Taoist soldiers, aiming at a half-step super-dimensional realm. Kill. The fragments of the super-dimensional Taoist soldiers turned into a ray of light. Under the control of the super-dimensional weapon control technique, it instantly penetrated the body of a half-step super-dimensional warrior, killing him instantly. Super-dimensional soldier fragments. Escape. The two half-step super-dimensional realms were so frightened that they did not dare to fight anymore and wanted to escape, but they were desperately intercepted by Yi Tian's other cloned bodies. Soon, Yi Tian controlled the fragments of the super-dimensional Taoist soldiers to launch a second attack. With this blow, another half-step into the super-dimensional realm was killed. However, after two consecutive forced activations of the super-dimensional Taoist fragments, Yi Tian's replica body was seriously injured, and the backlash had already affected his foundation. Yi Tian didn't care and continued to activate the super-dimensional Taoist fragments for the third time. After this attack was launched, Yi Tian's physical body began to crack, and the eternal Tao seed was about to shatter. It was obvious that the duplicate body was almost useless. But this blow also successfully killed the third half-step super-dimensional realm. As for those peak world gods, they were easily wiped out by Yi Tian. After killing these peak world gods and half-step super-dimensional realms, Yi Tian quickly took away their belongings and then immediately escaped. Yi Tian is also very clear that there must be forces behind these peak world gods and half-step super-dimensional realms, and they may not necessarily have the backers of the super-dimensional realm, but he does not want to provoke the forces behind them. After all, there are some top half-step super-dimensional realms. Even if he uses fragments of super-dimensional Taoist weapons, he can't do anything to the opponent. On the contrary, the opponent can kill him instantly. Therefore, he needs to stay low-key and hide for a while. Yi Tian sneaked into the territory of a small force in the Jiang realm, secretly controlled the leader of this force, and then lived in seclusion here. Moreover, before sneaking in here, he used a large amount of resources to exchange 10 billion Jalan treasure coins at the Jalan Chamber of Commerce, and purchased a large amount of golden marrow of immortality in one go. These golden marrows of immortality are enough to temper his extra-dimensional power to the realm of Dacheng. In the following days, Yi Tian worked hard to refine the golden marrow of immortality and ignored everything in the outside world. As every drop of the golden marrow of immortality was refined by Yi Tian, his extra-dimensional power continued to grow. Moreover, he also used the various extra-dimensional resources he purchased to continue to refine his eternal Tao seed, striving to refine the eternal Tao seed to its current limit. Time flies. 10 extra-dimensional era years have passed. At this time, Yi Tian's extra-dimensional power was about to transform. As another drop of the golden marrow of immortality was refined, his extra-dimensional power began to truly transform. Boom! The power of the extra-dimensional changes rapidly, gradually transforming from the minor level to the large level. The super-dimensional mind also begins to expand crazily, and the aura on his body is also constantly improving. I don't know how much time passed before this transformation was truly completed. After the super-dimensional power transformed into the Dacheng state, he used the Dacheng level super-dimensional power to help refine the eternal Tao seed even faster. It didn't take long for him to successfully refine the eternal Tao seed to the extreme. The super-dimensional power has reached the Dacheng state, and then the 15th eternal world spirit can be condensed. Yi Tian said excitedly, the 15th eternal world spirit, once it is condensed, how terrifying its strength will be. Chapter 3177 Breakthrough, Half-Step to the Super-Dimensional Realm. Afterwards, Yi Tian began to condense the 15th Eternal World Spirit. As long as the extra-dimensional power reaches the Dacheng state, it will definitely be able to condense the 15th Eternal World Spirit. This is a 100% success rate. I saw Yi Tian using the Dacheng level super-dimensional power to condense the 15th Eternal World Spirit in the Eternal Tao. As time passed, the 15th Eternal World Spirit gradually condensed out. After the 15th Eternal World Spirit was condensed, Yi Tian's cultivation level began to break through, and his physical body began to transform. After a long time, Yi Tian's transformation was completed. At this moment, his strength skyrocketed. With my current strength, I can definitely easily defeat those 3 half-step super-dimensional realms, and I don't need to use the fragments of super-dimensional Taoist soldiers. Yi Tian said excitedly. After his cultivation breakthrough, he began to refine his eternal Tao seed again. Result: tempering can't move anymore. Even if you use the Dacheng level super-dimensional power, it will be difficult to temper your eternal Tao seed. It's reached its limit, Yi Tian secretly said. In fact, it is probably unprecedented to condense the eternal world spirit to the 15th. Therefore, even the Jalan Chamber of Commerce does not know that after the 15th eternal world spirit is condensed, eternity cannot be tempered. Tao 997 species. I originally thought of raising the super-dimensional power to the perfect state, then tempering the eternal Tao seed to the limit, and condensing the 16th eternal world spirit, but now it seems there is no hope. Yi Tian secretly said. However, he was also very satisfied. After all, he was probably the only peak world god with such a deep foundation. Therefore, he prepared to attack the half-step super-dimensional realm. To become a half-step super-dimensional state is to cultivate the method of super-dimensional Tao seed and transform the eternal Tao seed into a super-dimensional Tao seed. And he had long ago created the perfect super-dimensional Tao seed, Shipan Tao seed. Certainly, neither the extreme Yang realm nor the treasure refining realm is a suitable place for a breakthrough. It would be bad if they were interfered by other powerful people. After all, according to his understanding, the transformation of the eternal Tao seed into the super-dimensional Tao seed requires at least an extra-dimensional era, which is a very long time. Therefore, he is still preparing to make a breakthrough in the realm of endless seams, which is the home base of the human race, and the territory of number 7362 is very weak, and almost no enemies will come there. The only enemy of the human race is currently the Ice Ghost Organization, but how dare the Ice Ghost Organization dare to provoke him now? The realm of endless seams. It was here that Yi Tian began to practice Shipan Taoism. With the perfect super-dimensional Tao seed inheritance and the Dacheng level super-dimensional power, it is naturally very easy for Yi Tian to break through. Boom! Yi Tian controlled the Dacheng level super-dimensional power to pour into his eternal Tao seed, and began to transform the eternal Tao seed into a super-dimensional Tao seed according to the cultivation method of the stone pan Tao seed. As time goes by, the eternal Tao seed begins to gradually transforming from the eternal Tao seed to the super-dimensional Tao seed. This transformation is very long and very resource-intensive. Yi Tian refined various extra-dimensional resources obtained in the past and integrated them into the eternal Tao seeds. Fortunately, the resources consumed were not too many, and he could still hold on. Yi Tian originally thought that it would take him an extra-dimensional era to break through, but the Dacheng level super-dimensional power shortened this time. 1/3 of the extra-dimensional era later, Yi Tian felt that his eternal Tao seed was about to completely transform into a super-dimensional Tao seed, the stone pan Tao seed. Really? This day, boom, the stone plate Tao seeds were condensed, and Yi Tian's strength surged more than 10 times. At this moment, the power in his body is transforming into the power of a half-step super-dimensional state. Even the super-dimensional mind field has skyrocketed, and the super-dimensional power has also transformed. He has grown a lot in the realm of Dacheng, and is even close to the perfection-level super-dimensional power. It's not that far away anymore. After a long time, Yi Tian's cultivation level became truly stable. Finally reached the half-step super-dimensional realm. This is the realm that Yi Tian once dreamed of AFFC, and now he has easily achieved it. According to the purchased knowledge, after reaching the half-step to the super-dimensional realm, you need to transform your physical body into a super-dimensional body. Only by combining the superdimensional Tao seed with the superdimensional body can one truly transform into the superdimensional state. However, the transformation of the extra-dimensional body is too difficult and extremely time-consuming. If a half-step superdimensional person has a stable foundation and does not have any sequelae, and wants to rely on the entry-level superdimensional power to complete the transformation of his superdimensional body, let alone 100 superdimensional epochs, even 1,000 superdimensional epochs, there isn't enough time. But as long as you keep practicing and make little progress, even if tens of thousands of extra-dimensional eras are not enough, then you can continue to practice, and you will eventually be able to achieve a breakthrough one day. This is also the reason why it is said that as long as there is no problem with the foundation of the half-step super-dimensional realm, there will be a breakthrough. However, whoever wants to spend endless years to break through wants to break through quickly. And opening up the super-dimensional mind field is a way to speed up the breakthrough. Using small-level super-dimensional power and Dacheng-level super-dimensional power can naturally make the super-dimensional body faster. For example, Yi Tian, whose extra-dimensional power has reached the realm of great achievement, can naturally temper his extra-dimensional body faster, so it naturally doesn't take him too long. But the fastest way to break through is to temper the power of way to the perfect state. Of course, if you can obtain some extra-dimensional resources to assist in tempering your extra-dimensional body, the breakthrough speed can naturally be accelerated. I'll try to use Dacheng-level super-dimensional power to temper my super-dimensional body first. What's the effect? Yi Tian began to use the Dacheng-level super-dimensional power to connect to the super-dimensional Tao seed, and then use the super-dimensional Tao seed to emerge with pure energy to temper the physical body, trying to temper the physical body into a super-dimensional body bit by bit. However, after a while, Yi Tian frowned. The tempering speed is very slow. It should be because my physical body is far beyond those who have reached the half-step superdimensional realm. It is no more difficult to transform such a terrifying physical body into a superdimensional body than other fat-step superdimensional realms. Quote, with my current tempering speed, it is impossible to break through even 1,000 extra-dimensional epochs. The Dacheng level extra-dimensional power is still not enough. I must temper the extra-dimensional power to the perfect state. Yi Tianxin thought. Then, he took out a drop of the golden marrow of immortality and tried to temper his extra-dimensional power. Result. Useless, Yi Tian said helplessly to himself. The super-dimensional power has reached the realm of Dacheng and is already extremely powerful. The golden marrow of immortality is naturally of no use. Unless he can find a substitute for the golden marrow of immortality, he may not be able to find it. This day, Yi Tian replaced the duplicate bodies of the Jiang realm and the treasure refining realm with the half-step superdimensional realm, and then went to the Jialan Chamber of Commerce. He wanted to see if Jialan Chamber of Commerce had resources to replace the golden marrow of immortality. If so, and if it was useful to him, he would naturally buy it. Chapter 3178 Jiang Realm Jialan Chamber of Commerce Auction. Dear guest from the half-step superdimensional realm, what do you need? An employee of Jialan Chamber of Commerce said respectfully. For the Jialan Chamber of Commerce, any person in the half-step superdimensional realm is worthy of respect and is also their big customer, so they appear to be very respected. Does Jialan Chamber of Commerce have better resources than the golden marrow of immortality? Yi Tian asked. Golden marrow of immortality. This employee was very shocked. The golden marrow of immortality is already a very good resource, which helps to temper the power of the super dimension. It is enough for those who are half-step into the super dimension, and it is a very top resource. He really couldn't think of such a resource that was better than the golden marrow of immortality. Dear guest, I'm not sure about this either. I need to ask the higher-ups for instructions. The employee said. Okay, then I'll wait here. Yi Tian said. Soon after, the employee returned. Dear guests, our Jialan Chamber of Commerce does have resources beyond the golden marrow of immortality, but we are not selling them at the moment. Why? The employee said with a hint of apology. Not to be sold. Yi Tian frowned, but if he thought about it carefully, it was normal. That kind of extra-dimensional resource must be very rare and rare. Even the Jialan Chamber of Commerce may not have enough internal resources, so naturally they will not be sold. The resources that can be sold are almost all relatively common and in large quantities, or they are resources used to attract customers. Just when Yi Tian was disappointed, the employee said again. Dear guest, although our Jialan Chamber of Commerce does not sell that kind of resources, there will be a large-scale auction soon, and there will be such resources in the popular sale. With that said, the employee took out an invitation letter, which was also given to him by Jialan Chamber of Commerce. Jialan Chamber of Commerce, Jiang Realm Auction. Yi Tian put away the invitation to the auction and left. According to the time on the invitation letter, the auction is scheduled to take place after the 100th hyperdimensional era, which is not a long time. Therefore, Yi Tian could just wait quietly. In the blink of an eye, 1% of the super-dimensional era has passed. This day, Yi Tian came to the Jialan Chamber of Commerce's Jiang Realm auction venue. There are many half-step extra-dimensional realms, and there are even a few extra-dimensional realms. Yi Tian even sensed that the breath of some half-step super-dimensional realms was extremely terrifying. It seemed that he could step into the super-dimensional realm at any time, but it seemed that for some reason he never broke through. At this moment, he knew that he was far from invincible in the half-step super-dimensional realm, and could still crush him with half-step super-dimensional power. These physical bodies that are half-step into the super-dimensional realm should be able to transform into super-dimensional bodies at any time, and even the super-dimensional power has been tempered to the perfect state. Yi Tian thought to himself. For many people who have a background in the half-step super-dimensional realm, as long as they have opened up a super-dimensional mind field and have sufficient resources, they can refine the super-dimensional power to a small level, a big level, or even a perfect state. The process of using extra-dimensional power is not difficult. For the half-step of the extra-dimensional realm, the difficulty is just to open up the extra-dimensional mental realm, but after the successful opening, subsequent cultivation will be easy. Therefore, it is not uncommon to achieve a half-step to the ultra-dimensional state by tempering the ultra-dimensional power to the perfect state. Soon, everyone who has reached the extra-dimensional realm is sitting on each throne in the auction venue. The cultivation level that can qualify to enter here is at least half a step into the extra-dimensional realm, and the peak world gods are not qualified to enter at all. At this time, many half-step superdimensional realms were chatting, most of them talking about what good things would be available in this auction. Time passed slowly. I don't know how much time has passed, but the auction is finally about to begin. A half-step extra-dimensional realm auctioneer from Jialan Chamber of Commerce came out. Dear distinguished guests, I am the auctioneer of this auction, Zhusheng. I am in charge of this auction. As usual, the auction uses Jialan Bao coins as the only currency. Zhusheng Realm God said a lot before announcing the start of the auction. Since the minimum cultivation level participating in the auction is half step to the extra-dimensional realm, the quality of the auction items is extremely high, and they are all treasures that are useful to the half step to the extra-dimensional realm or even to the extra-dimensional realm. Of course, occasionally there will be some treasures that help the peak world gods, such as treasures that help the peak world gods comprehend the power of extra dimensions. Such treasures are of extremely high value, and even those in the extra-dimensional realm will be moved. After all, if you can help a peak world god successfully comprehend the power of an extra-dimensional world without undergoing transformation, he will be able to become an extra-dimensional realm in the future, which is equivalent to cultivating a future extra-dimensional realm. 0. Please give me flowers. Every force wants to cultivate an extra-dimensional realm. In that case, it will be enough to make the force's strength skyrocket. Unfortunately, such resources are so rare that even the Jalan Chamber of Commerce does not have many. Most of the auction items at the beginning were some super-dimensional secret treasures, advanced super-dimensional objects, etc. Although the value was not low, Yi Tian obviously didn't like them, so he didn't participate in the bidding. Subsequently, there are some resources that help temper the power of the extra dimension, but the quality is similar to the golden marrow of immortality, or even inferior to the golden marrow of immortality. The only advantage is that it has the most. However, this kind of resource is of no use to Yi Tian, so he naturally looks down upon it. Suddenly, the sale of an auction item attracted the attention of many half-step superdimensional realms. Boom, a powerful superdimensional elf appeared, but was trapped inside it by a superdimensional secret treasure bead. A living superdimensional elf has a strength equivalent to half a step into the superdimensional realm, and is very valuable. Many half-step superdimensional realms were moved. Such superdimensional elves help the peak world gods to understand the power of extra-dimensionality. Although they may not be able to realize the power of extra-dimensionality, as long as there is a little hope, it is worth bidding for. A superdimensional elf who is half a step into the superdimensional realm, the starting price is 300 million. Juxing Realm God announced. 300 million Galan treasure coins. This price prohibits even the average half-step superdimensional realm, and they are not qualified to bid at all. However, for some powerful superdimensional forces who have reached a half-step into the superdimensional realm, it really doesn't feel like much. 350 million Jalan treasure coins. 400 million Galan coins. 600 million Galan coins. These half-step superdimensional realms are bidding crazy, as if those Galan coins are just a number. It's a pity that I have already understood the power of extra dimensions, otherwise I would really want to bid for it. Yi Tian secretly said. Moreover, he is still in territory number 6000, and it is not easy to return to territory no. 7362. Otherwise, he will spend a lot of money to bid for it and let his relatives understand the power of the super dimension. For now, forget it and wait for the right time, maybe you can bring back a better treasure 6. Chapter 3179 Golden Marrow Bead of Immortality and Superdimensional Origin Bead. After a fierce bidding, this superdimensional elf was auctioned away by a person from the superdimensional realm for a price of 1.3 billion Galan coins. Next, a variety of extremely precious resources were auctioned. Finally, resources appeared that could help Yi Tian continue to refine his extra-dimensional power. The next item to be auctioned is the Golden Marrow of Immortality. It is a treasure that is conceived from 100 drops of Golden Marrow of Immortality for 10,000 extra-dimensional eras and has a 1% chance of being born. It helps to temper the power of the extra-dimensional to reach the state of consummation. The starting price is 2 billion Jalan treasure coins. Juxing Realm God introduced. The price of 2 billion Galan treasure coins is undoubtedly very expensive, more expensive than an extra-dimensional elf half-step into the extra-dimensional realm. However, an extra-dimensional elf may not necessarily help a peak world god comprehend the power of extra dimensions, and may even said hope was extremely low. But the Golden Marrow Stone of Immortality is different. It is a real resource of 990, which can greatly temper the extra-dimensional power. Once the extra-dimensional power is tempered to the perfect state, the strength will skyrocket. Therefore, it attracts anyone who is half-step into the super-dimensional realm. That's it, you must win it by bidding. Yi Tian thought secretly. In order to participate in this auction, he had already exchanged a large number of Jalan Bao coins, so he bid 1 billion Galan coins. 15 billion Galan coins. A large number of half-step super-dimensional realms are participating in the bidding. After all, they all need it. Even if some half-step super-dimensional realms have not yet cultivated the power of the extra-dimensional realm to the Dacheng realm, it is still good to bid in advance. However, if the price is too high, these half-step super-dimensional realms will not continue to bid. After the price soared to 3 billion Galamba coins, the number of half-step hyperdimensional realms bidding became scarce, but there were several hyperdimensional realms participating in the bidding, probably for the younger generation. But the super-dimensional realm is not a fool. They want to obtain this type of resources through more channels, and if the price is high, they will not want it. Therefore, Yi Tian still has great hope of winning the bid. 4 billion, 5 billion. In the end, Yi Tian bid for an immortal gold bead at a terrifying price of 5.6 billion Galan coins. But Yi Tian knew very well that just one golden marrow bead of immortality was definitely not enough to temper his extra-dimensional power to the perfect state, but he would bid for one if he could get it. By slowly accumulating, one can always temper the superdimensional power to a perfect state. Not long after, another auction item attracted Yi Tian's attention. The next auction item is the superdimensional origin bead. This is the most suitable treasure for tempering the superdimensional body in the half-step superdimensional realm. If it is ranked second, no extra-dimensional resource can be ranked first. Juxing Realm God said, it turns out to be a superdimensional origin bead. This kind of treasure appears in this auction. It can greatly save the time of tempering the superdimensional body. I am very close to completing the tempering of the extra-dimensional body. If I obtain this extra-dimensional origin bead, I will definitely be able to complete the tempering of the extra-dimensional body and break through to the extra-dimensional realm. A half-step super-dimensional realm expert who was only half a step away from the super-dimensional realm said excitedly. Super-dimensional origin beads. Yi Tian has also heard of this treasure. It is very rare, but it is very suitable for tempering the extra-dimensional body. If there are enough ultra-dimensional origin beads, the extra-dimensional body can be easily tempered, thus advance to the extra-dimensional realm. Unfortunately, this kind of treasure is too rare and difficult to obtain. Even in a super-dimensional realm, it is not easy to find super-dimensional origin beads. Of course, the price is naturally high. Juxing Realm God announced the starting price for the super-dimensional origin beads, 3 billion Galan treasure coins. The price is very high, but there are many half-step super-dimensional realms that can afford it. Therefore, the final transaction price may still be above tens of billions of Galamba coins. After all, this kind of resource is usually impossible to obtain. No matter how many Galan coins you pay, it is worth it. Really, in a short time, the bidding price soared to more than 7 billion Galan treasure coins, and there were many half-step super-dimensional realms participating in the bidding. Yi Tian is also one of the half-step super-dimensional realms participating in the auction. 8 billion Galan coins, 9 billion Galan coins, 10 billion Galan coins. At this moment, Yi Tian was also very nervous because he didn't have many Jalan coins left. In order to participate in this auction, he sold almost all his resources, even those super-dimensional secret treasures, and finally collected more than 10 billion Galan treasure coins. It can be said that he has no treasures left in his body now, only a fragment of the super-dimensional Taoist weapon. If the auction price is still soaring, he may not be able to bid. Fortunately, after he quoted 10.6 billion Galan treasure coins, other half-step super-dimensional realms stopped bidding. Obviously, the price was too high and they couldn't afford it. Just like that, this super-dimensional origin bead completely belongs to Yi Tian. When he is not qualified to bid for other treasures, even the cheapest treasures are unaffordable. The ultra-dimensional origin bead and the golden marrow bead of immortality. Being able to bid for these two treasures is already very good. Yi Tian was satisfied. However, he did not leave early. Continuing to sit here and look at the auction items behind would also help him increase his knowledge. After a period of time, the bidding items that start bidding can even cause crazy bidding in the super-dimensional realm. For example, the auction of a super-dimensional Taoist soldier directly caused many super-dimensional realms to bid wildly, and finally won it at a price of 500 Galambo City. Then let's start the auction of the finale items of this auction. There are 3 final items in total. The first finale item is the super-dimensional mysterious Heaven Dao fruit. When taken by the peak world gods, they are 100% able to comprehend the power of super-dimensional forces. Once obtained, this treasure is enough to allow a force to give birth to a super 1.8-dimensional realm in the future. Juxing Realm God said. At this time, everyone in the super-dimensional realm was excited. None of them have relatives or descendants. There are definitely many who are at the peak level of world gods. Even if they are allowed to comprehend the extra-dimensional stripes on the extra-dimensional elves, they will not be able to understand the history of the extra-dimensional without their intelligence and talent. No matter how many extra-dimensional elves are given, they may not be able to comprehend the power of extra-dimensionality. But the super-dimensional Xuantian Dao fruit is different. This treasure can 100% allow the peak world god to comprehend the power of super-dimensionality. As long as the foundation is good, it will definitely become a super-dimensional state in the future. Super-dimensional Dao fruit, there is such a good thing. Yi Tiandu was extremely excited. If he obtained this treasure, he would be able to allow his wife to break through to the superdimensional realm in the future. But this is the finale item, and the starting price is absolutely high. He is not qualified to participate in the auction at all. Chapter 3180 Super-Dimensional Rules. The starting price for the super-dimensional Xuantian Dao fruit is 50 billion Gulan treasure coins. To be honest, a normal peak world god would never be able to afford it, but this kind of treasure is not prepared for ordinary peak world gods, but for the heirs of the superdimensional realm. Everyone in the extra-dimensional realm wants to cultivate their children to the extra-dimensional realm, and the ultra-dimensional Xuantian Dao fruit can do it. It can be said that such a super-dimensional Xuantian Dao fruit is enough to make people in the super-dimensional realm bid crazily, just to get it. I saw a super-dimensional figure starting to bid wildly, and soon the bidding price soared to 100 billion Gulan coins. According to this bidding situation, it will at least be increased to hundreds of billions of Galamba coins. Even Yi Tian felt that the price was too scary and he was far from qualified to bid. It seems that we can only hope to accumulate so many Gulan coins after our cultivation reaches the super-dimensional realm in the future. Yi Tian said secretly. After bidding again and again, in the end, a person from the extra-dimensional realm bid for this treasure at a terrifyingly high price of 360 billion Gulan treasure coins. Seeing that this super-dimensional Xuantian Dao fruit was auctioned away, many super-dimensional realms secretly felt regretful, but they did not have more Jalan treasure coins, or they felt that it was not worth it and were reluctant to part with more Jalan treasure coins. Soon, the second final item was presented. Juxing Realm God introduced. The second final item is the extremely rare blood reverse super-dimensional vine. Maybe some distinguished guests are not aware of the function of this treasure, so I will introduce it here. The heaven-defying super-dimensional vine is actually a high-level extra-dimensional object, but it has an extremely heaven-defying effect, that is, it can absorb the transformed super-dimensional blood and restore the physical body to normal, and then swallow it by taking some foundation-improving treasures. A half-step super-dimensional realm who has transformed his physical body can restore his foundation and become qualified to attack the extra-dimensional realm. Quote. As soon as Juxing Realm God finished speaking, a group of half-step super-dimensional realms were shocked and showed bloodthirsty longing eyes. If it weren't for their lack of strength, they would really dare to snatch this blood-reverse super-dimensional vine on the spot. After all, for those of them who have transformed their physical bodies into a half-step super-dimensional realm when they were in the peak world god realm, this is their only chance to break through to the super-dimensional realm. They had never seen such a treasure in the past, but now they saw it. But as Juxing Realm God announced the starting price, they all despaired. The reverse blood super-dimensional vine, the starting price is 60 billion Gulan treasure coins. Juxing Realm God said, the starting price of this thing is higher than that of the super-dimensional mysterious heaven Dao fruit, which is normal. After all, the super-dimensional Xuantian Dao fruit is used by the peak world gods. After using it and comprehending the power of the super-dimensional world, the peak world gods can only break through to a half-step super level. In the dimensional realm, it will take a long time to advance step by step to the super-dimensional realm. The reverse blood super-dimensional vine is different. It can completely give those who are one step away from the super-dimensional state a half-step into the super-dimensional state. These half-step into the super-dimensional state are just those who have transformed their physical bodies and have lost their breakthrough chance. If they use the blood reverse super-dimensional vine, they can directly attack the super-dimensional realm. Therefore, the blood reverse super-dimensional vine is completely equivalent to recreating a super-dimensional realm. Its value is so noble, and it is naturally more precious than the super-dimensional Xuantian Dao fruit. However, the half-step super-dimensional realm people present are still not eligible to bid, and it is still these super-dimensional realm people who participate in the bidding. Really, these super-dimensional realms kept bidding, and after a while, the bidding price exceeded the 360 billion Gulan treasure coins of the super-dimensional Xuantian Dao fruit. In the end, a person from the super-dimensional realm won the bidding at a high price of 460 billion Galan treasure coins. This price is reasonable. After all, as long as you find a suitable half-step super-dimensional person, you can train a super-dimensional person in a short time without the accumulation of time. Isn't a person in the extra-dimensional realm worth 460 billion Galan treasure coins? Unless this extra-dimensional realm falls soon, it will lose money, otherwise it will not lose money at all. Certainly, the Jalan Chamber of Commerce actually does not want to auction such a treasure, but if a strong person sends this treasure for auction, the Jalan Chamber of Commerce will not refuse. After the anti-blood Super Vivian was auctioned, there was only one last auction item left. At this time, many half-step super-dimensional realms are curious about what the last finale item is. After all, the first two finale items are precious and the last finale item is only more precious. Wow, an extra-dimensional person suddenly appeared and brought the third final item. It's the super-dimensional warrior from the Jalan Chamber of Commerce, the Ice Phoenix Realm Master. The Ice Phoenix Realm Master took out the third final item and said, "Everyone, the third final item is too precious, so I will auction it myself." The third final item is a fragment of a mysterious object. I don't know its origin, but this fragment helps to understand the rules of extra dimensions. As for whether you can understand the rules of extra dimensions, it depends on luck. What? A treasure that can assist in understanding the rules of extra dimensionality. All the super-dimensional people were so excited that they even let out a little breath because of their excitement. This trace of breath makes it difficult for many half-step super-dimensional realms to move, their whole bodies feel cold, and their consciousness seems to be frozen. But these super-dimensional warriors quickly calmed down and became calm. Super-dimensional rules. Yi Tian was also extremely surprised. He knows the existence of the super-dimensional rules. After understanding the power of the super-dimensional, he needs to open up the super-dimensional mind field to continuously refine the super-dimensional power. After the super-dimensional power passes through the realms of small success, great success and perfection, it has reached the limit of extra-dimensional power. At this time, you need to understand the super-dimensional rules. A superdimensional realm without understanding the rules of superdimensionality can only be regarded as an ordinary extra-dimensional realm. There are many such extra-dimensional realms and they are very common. Many extra-dimensional forces in the 6000 territory have such ordinary extra-dimensional realms. But the super-dimensional realm that understands the super-dimensional rules is different, and its strength far exceeds the ordinary extra-dimensional realm. For example, among the several extra-dimensional realm members of the Tianyang family, only one understood the rules of the extra-dimensional realm, and it was this ultra-dimensional realm expert who had the trouble. That's why the Tianyang family wants to keep this ancestor alive. Otherwise, without the suppression of this ancestor, the enemies of the Tianyang family simply cannot be deterred by those ordinary extra-dimensional realms. I am still far away from understanding the rules of super dimensions. Yi Tian shook his head secretly. He had no intention of competing for this fragment, and he couldn't afford to bid for it.